Crack Spider.
Alright, we're live. So we'll let this rip for us.
Nice web, Mr. Crack Spider.
C, the active ingredient in marijuana.
Nice web,
C,
Mr. Crack Spider.
the active ingredient in marijuana.
Crack Spider. Nice spider's behavior explores. The web structure
Alright,
was
we
not
can get this
affected,
tweeted out.
but the spider's behavior explores. The spider's behavior explores. The web structure was not affected.
It built a hammock. The spider didn't build a web. It built a hammock. The spider didn't build a web. It built a hammock. The spider didn't build a web. It built a hammock.
The spider can't go within 100 centimeters of the
It
web.
built a hammock.
The spider can't go within 100 centimeters of the
It built a
web.
hammock. It built a hammock.
Cane spider, the crack cocaine spider, the crack cocaine spider, the cane spider, the crack.
It built a hammock.
The spider can't go within 100 centimeters of the web. The spider built a web, found a mate, and raised over 100 young. But the mate got a restraining order,
Alright,
and now the spider
Pretty
can't
sure
go
we're
within
live.
100 centimeters of the web.
hopefully everything's sounding good.
Found a mate,
Hopefully everything's sounding
and
good.
raised over
Guess we'll find
It
out.
built a hammock. It built.
the cat in its ass. Then came up behind it and popped the cat in its ass. The crack cocaine spider figured building webs was for socket. Waited for the cat in its ass. Was exhausted and came up behind it and popped the cat in its ass. The cat in its ass. Then came up behind it and popped the cat in its ass. The cat in its ass. Then came up behind it and
Hey everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Jim, crack it open. I gotta let this dog in real quick.
Oh, that makes sense.
Give me a couple seconds and I'll be right back. But hey everybody, happy Slooper Troll someday, right?
Someday.
Someday. It's true. I apologies right now to our friend, family, Mr. Recluse, aka Steven Snyder. Apologize for your loss. I was rooting for the Chiefs. Couldn't do it. It got awful. Speaking of awful, normally the halftime show, there's at least something worth checking out esoteric wise, right, Jim? I mean, like, come on. It's always pretty loaded. Chock full. This time it just felt weak. It felt empty. It was I'm not a fan of The Weeknd.
I love the weekend. It's where all the
Don't
best,
even
camping and fishing goes.
I knew it. Don't do it. You had to do it. You're
People don't work
all
on
right.
the weekend.
So what's your take on The Weeknd? What do you think of that dude?
I don't know. I have no idea.
You know who I'm talking about, right? You're a lie. You lie. Don't lie to me. You know that I can't feel my face when I'm with you. It's like that's an alright song. It's like
Catchy
do some
song,
blow or
sure.
something.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really listen to a lot of music.
Maybe he's talking about getting facial reconstructive surgeries. Like I can't feel my face because bandage up his face completely and get a face transplant on some Nicolas Cage. What's up, Face Off? Most underrated movie ever. Actually, I walked out on that movie in the theater.
Face Off?
Yeah. Wasn't that John Travolta and Nicolas Cage?
Face Off. Yeah, John Travolta and Nicolas Cage. He could eat a peach for hours.
John
instead of
Travolta.
Nicolas Cage.
What a real
My friend
winner.
met John Travolta one time.
Oh yeah, wasn't he flying gay kids out of your... No, that's Michael Deacon. He's got a story of John Travolta literally as a pilot.
Really?
Yeah, like, I'm not even trying to sound like a weirdo. Michael Deacon. I'm about to text this dude on the air. Let's see what he's doing.
So yeah, my friend said that my friend was an actor in high school when we were friends in high school, and he went on to like Idaho, and he was in college for acting or something, and he was in one of his classes, or maybe it was a play. He was in a play, don't know if it was for school or outside of school, but he was in a play with a kid that was John Travolta's nephew, I guess, is what the story was. It was his nephew. And John Travolta came to the opening night and went to the party and hung out with all the kids at the party. All the thespian kids. And he didn't have his wife or anything, but I guess he just flew in there to like support his nephew. And he told my friend that he was booked out for like movies for like the next 10 or 20 years or something. That was like, it's back in like 1996 or 97 when I heard the story. So it was a few years ago, more than 20 years ago. He said he was a nice guy, my friend did. But yeah, that's all that I know about John Travolta. I've heard some pretty funny stories about some of these celebrities. Like, what's his name? The short guy that gets real emotional on Oprah. Dang it, what's his name? Remember that guy's name? He was in Top Gun. Short guy?
Thomas Cruise.
Thomas Cruise.
Thomas.
Yes, Tom Cruise.
Thomas.
So I was in Colorado because my girlfriend's mom lives up there. She has like a bar in this little town, and I met some people who were working construction, and I guess like up there somewhere there's like a super exclusive sort of area where all these people have a house. You know, like Oprah's got a place out there, and Tom Cruise, and a bunch of the just locals work as contractors and stuff, and so they get hired to work at these houses quite a bit. And this guy that I was talking to, him and his friends, they were all part of a work crew that were working up at Tom Cruise's house. So they're all up there doing this like multi-million-dollar like addition onto the side of the house. And word had it that Tom Cruise was coming up for like a surprise visit to his own property to see how the work was coming. And so like they had this emergency project they had to do, and they built this like an 8-foot fence. They built this like giant squared off area that was covered by an 8-foot fence, and it was an emergency 8-foot fence. And they didn't know why they were building it until they were done, and they put the gate on, and they were all told they had to go inside the fence. And they all went inside the fence, and then they shut the door and they locked them in because they didn't want any workers to be visible to Tom Cruise, because Tom Cruise didn't want anybody to see him that worked on his house while he was up there. So they all went inside this thing and they locked the door, and they had to sit in there for like a couple hours or something while Tom Cruise went around his property. Like, and then he took off in his helicopter and they all got to come out. They said he was super, super duper big jumbo asshole.
Sounds about right, man. Like, oh man, whatever.
Maybe he was like bringing a bunch of little kids in or something, you know, or like.
Why do you go there? Why do you go there? Don't go there.
It seems like he's either insane, megalomaniac, or he's doing something illegal, you know, which I wouldn't put either one of them past him. Maybe he's not doing illegal stuff, but maybe somebody's blackmailing him to do stuff.
There's definitely something going on there. I don't know what it is exactly, but there's definitely something weird.
Have you ever watched any of those Scientology documentaries?
I have. I've seen which one? Going Clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I was talking about last night, actually, I think a little bit, but I mentioned it. But I can't remember the name of it.
I want to say what's up to Kevin. Kevin Dugan's in the chat. What up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Thanks for dropping by. Sorry about a little while ago there. We're just getting everything to work and running Stream Deck. I'm trying out the Stream Deck. Trying out some new kit. What's up?
What's up, Kevin?
Yeah, we love Kevin, man. You guys got good shit to say. Hope you're still around. Let's see. And I'm gonna try to. I think I can only comment as logged in like this, Jim. So
as Weaving Spiders?
Yeah, I don't like doing that, but it's the way it's got to be tonight.
Hey, somebody should log in as Weaving Spiders. I try to when you're not here. I log in just to say hi. I don't care who. You know.
Yeah, yeah, because most of the time it's gonna be it's just Jim and me, like that's it. So
I like to leave my personal comments for my own
right,
thing when I have it, so I keep.
and
try to
I've
keep
caught
two things open.
right, and I've caught myself too where I've been like, oh, and I'll leave the comment there as Weaving Spiders and be like, this is Barski. I'm gonna change my name now.
Talk shit in the comment, and then yeah,
Right?
That's not worried, man.
No. And then
So we get an assistant.
right. Yep. We're taking
Is that
applications.
dog in? Is that your dog?
Where?
The scratching?
Oh, yep, probably.
I don't hear it now.
No, it
Maybe
wasn't.
since I
She's
said
passed
dog.
out. She's sound asleep. No,
Maybe it's my house then.
could be. But I don't hear much coming. I don't know how you don't have much coming out of that mic. It sounds good. We got Jim hooked up. We got Jim kitted out. He's not kitted out right now, but he's kitted out.
We got kids. I
Got
dropped
kits.
3 kids. 3 kids.
We,
Yesterday.
we got the same mixing board though. So you tell him
Yeah,
you,
kids. I'm kitted
that's what I'm
out.
talking about. You kitted out, dog.
I thought you said kidded out.
Kitted,
No
kitted.
kidding.
No, kitted with the T. Yeah, yep. The embargo's over on these Yamaha, these AG06s.
I was gonna I think it's my end is the scratching. I'm gonna let those dogs in.
Okay, we got Deacon on the line, guys. We got Deacon. All right,
Oh,
this
cool.
is confirmation. All right. I said, so we're live right now. I said, got a question for you. Wasn't it you that had John Travolta fly into El Centro and bang some young dude? Question mark, question mark. Deacon. I said that, yes. That happened in the late 90s to early 2000s. There's a young police officer that John Travolta would fly down here to see. So there you have it, folks. Straight from Michael Deacon's mouth. Well,
Interesting.
via text. If you don't believe me, there it is. Yeah. So I thought the Super Bowl halftime was super lame. I will apologize to Recluse, aka Steven Snyder, for his Chiefs loss. But I mean, didn't y'all win it last year? So you're good. You know my pain, but it's not true pain. It's Packers, so I can't. Whatever. I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything for football anymore, guys. It's been dead for years for me. But yeah, the halftime show was incredibly weak. It was the weekend. I don't know if they had to have There's so many weird variables here with like, oh, they didn't know they were going to have fans at the Super Bowl this year. Either way, I would have to guess if this sounds silly, but okay, so let's say that people really, like governments and everybody, it appeared that everybody got caught with their pants down when the virus pandemic hit and all that stuff. So, I mean, a lot of people didn't know when they'd be able to play sports again, blah, blah, blah. We obviously see what transpired since then. So we know that, I'm not even going to dig too deep into this, but we know to a degree what's up. And I think it's important to note that I doubt they had a lot of time to throw together. I mean, you'd think they'd have a ton of time to throw together a huge, gigantic Super Bowl, halftime show, especially with the weekend or whatever. And then I'm watching it. I only know like a couple of songs. And I'm watching, I don't recognize him in like the medley in the beginning. And then he goes into, like, it's just weird. Like he's standing like near the stands, near the end zone, touched, like whatever, with a bunch of like a Radio City Music Hall looking scene. I'm actually going to pull it up here so you can see what I'm referencing. So we have got, let's see, the weekend. Okay. So he's apparently got his face all bandaged up and nonsense, plastic surgery. as a diss to apparently his ex or what have you. I don't know. But that was like what was going on. Because his ex got, I don't even know who it is, but I know she's famous. But she apparently got plastic surgery. I don't know. This plastic surgery shit is fucking weird. And it feels like some transhumanist weirdness. Okay, so let's see.
Really?
Medley of hits. Here, let's see what they're saying here. Here we go. This is from the Hollywood something. Okay, so let's do this. Let's fix that up. And we're going to bring this in. All right. So let's see. Medley of hits backed by choir violinists and masked backup dancers. Ooh, look at him. Slick, dog. Hey, check it out, player. All right. The Weeknd took the sole spotlight during the halftime show with the 2021 Super Troll.
Can you share screen?
Oh, yep. My bad. Hey, my bad, Playboy. All right. Gonna need to share desktop too. Now let's do this. Okay.
Oh, there he is.
Wow.
Where's his wife?
What?
You said that she looks like a robot?
Or no, I think it's his ex-girlfriend, and I don't know exactly who she was. Okay, so we got sole spotlight during the halftime, blah, blah, blah. The performer, real name, Abel Tesfaye. That's a weird name.
His name
Tesfaye?
was Abel, like Cain and Abel?
Yeah, yep. Stayed true to his promise of his, quote, solo act, and was not joined by any surprise celebrity performers during the show if one doesn't count the several lookalike dancers with bandaged faces. The show kicked off with The Weeknd in a luxury sports car in front of what looked like the Tampa Bay skyline. As the performance began, a floating figure in white wearing a mask with red glowing eyes was lowered to the ground as a choir, all of whom were dressed in similar garb, began singing. The Weeknd stepped out of the car wearing glitzy version of the red coat prevalent in his After Hours videos. He kicked things off with Starboy before segging into the hills. In a Hall of Mirrors type room, he performed Can't Feel My Face. This is when I noticed, I was like, oh, this is really drab. There's nothing cool, esoteric. There's no creative, not much creativity here. And then that was when I was like, oh shit. And I thought maybe something would pop off. So I started recording on my iPhone. All right, so we'll get back to it. In a Hall of Mirrors type room, he performed Can't Feel My Face, surrounded by several dancers wearing the same red blazer and black tie ensemble, but adorning bandages on their faces, keeping in line with the character that The Weeknd had been portraying throughout the past year since his After Hours album dropped. He then performed I Feel It Coming and Save Your Tears before slowing things down with Earned It, backed by an orchestra and violinists, blah, blah, blah. I ended up turning it off about halfway through, I want to say. I think we might have to watch it. Cut to dozens of backup singers wearing the red blazer, blah, 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 blah. Why don't we just peep the weaponry? Let's do it. So, here's what we're going to do. I honestly thought that, yeah, I'll just go back to it and finish it. I honestly think that was like the weakest thing I've seen in a long time. Let me fix this so you guys aren't just... Okay. And I want to make sure that you can see chat. Okay. Yeah, I think it was like the weakest What is happening? Is everything okay? Yeah, guys, we're a little confused because we're running different stuff. Jim, oh no, okay, I didn't know if I lost your audio. Okay, but yeah, I'm hosting from like 15 angles here, and somehow my computer hasn't exploded yet. I don't know how. I've got like 3 webcams. I've got like all these, and they're all on. Oh, everything's gonna
Is
blow
it
up.
go time?
It's
So I get the goats?
yeah. We're gonna pause for the cause because greatest of all time.
If, unless they're
It's
asleep.
it's goat time. Yeah, I don't know. I really am nonplussed by the entire Super Bowl in general. I was trying to get Recluse on. Text him and see. Deacon won't do it. He's probably just laying back in the cut. I was trying to get Michael Deacon to come hang out.
Sit down. Hey, sit.
He got a goat? I'm looking down. He does have a goat. Who is that? What's that other F guy? Flamenco. That's the other F guy. Look at that cute ass goat.
They're 6 days old.
Well,
They're little babies.
I'm still here. How old are they?
6 days.
6 days.
6 days, yeah. See, they're still having an umbilical cord. It's kind of right here.
It looks like a
I'm going to hold something under it. See it right there?
Mm-hmm.
It's all shriveled up.
It's shriveled up. Is it all hard? It looks like a burnt plastic straw.
Feels like it's hard. And they have little hoofs. Little
Oh,
white hoofs.
little devil.
A little yellow poop on it. Because they poop baby poop.
It smells like
baby poop.
smells like rabbits.
Because they're eating bottles right now. Hi.
How many did you get?
3. 3 goats.
3 GOT.
My friend had 17 babies, 17 goat babies
I like that.
last week, and one of the mama goats died during giving birth,
Oh,
during kid birth, and so 3 of them have to be bottle fed every 3 hours. And
so how big of a deal is it taking care of them? Like how much trouble is it? I have no reference. I have no point of reference.
I haven't I've never done it before, actually. These are my first goats.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't really have I live in the city too, so I have chickens. They're not too much work. You don't want to have a noisy rooster because a lot of times they're not allowed or something. I've had to butcher my rooster before because it was really noisy. But
I had to butcher my rooster because he was just too noisy.
Yeah, at least, you get something out of it, and you take care of them, and they'll take care of you. But like these girls, I want milk goats, and then their brother's a boy, and I was gonna put a rubber band on him maybe so that he doesn't knock up his sisters because I don't want that to happen.
Do they tend to get cross some lines, some family lines? Tend to get taboo on them.
Inbred, yeah. I don't want to inbreed them. These are actually their mom was a miniature goat, like a little goat. Like, I don't think she was a dwarf goat, but she was pretty small. and their dad is a big dude. He's like a meat goat, but he's a gourd.
Okay.
He's a beautiful animal. He looks like a shaggy dog. Like he has white, like sort of like this dog, but like the hair is really long and it gets all shaggy down here. Really, really pretty. And these girls that I have, the two girls are gonna have horns. I can already feel them
Oh.
coming out. The boy doesn't have horns, I don't think, but they're gonna be like, the ones that go like
Yep. The good,
curved ones.
the Aries.
Yeah.
Get you a ram, player. Hey, we gotta get you one of them rams.
Yeah. They like to butt heads too. Oh, the male does. He gets super sort of defensive. Like he protects his sisters. It's pretty cute.
It's awesome.
I was just gonna get rid of him or butcher him.
I got you, Krista. Don't worry.
It'd be too many. It'd be like one goat is a lot of goats, but 3 goats is a lot of goats for
3
where
goats.
I'm living at. But
3 goats is a lot. That's true. I meant to ask you, what about I just had someone tip my tongue, but that's for off air. Yeah. See, you're an inspiration to us all, James, sir,
oh, thank
Sir Jim, Sir Jiminy,
definitely.
Gemini.
I don't want to. I want to be able to survive. In case supply lines go down or something happens. I want to at least be able to eat.
Right.
So goats and chickens definitely will take care of you if you take care of them. I think.
I think so too. I've
never milked anything, so.
Yeah, right. You haven't.
Well, not an animal. I mean.
You've
not
never
a
milked.
person.
You've
Not
never.
milk.
Really?
Have you milked something?
Yeah, I milked a cow. I live in Wisconsin, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of like, yeah, that's a field trip. You know what I mean? Like that's stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Was it fun?
It was,
Was it
yeah,
interesting.
yeah, yep. It was interesting. It was fun. I've done it like twice, maybe 3 times. It's nothing spectacular. It's not like nothing. Maybe it's something to write home about, 100 years ago. I just, you know what I mean? It's weird. It's a weird sensation. I wish we could have, but I don't at the same time. I'm thinking about that too. And I'm like, no, because when we lived in Alabama, we had the most just insane roosters, and they would just crawl through the kudzu. They did not care. They would just come onto our property and just, dude, wake us up every single morning. And they were just angry. And I'm pretty sure that the neighbors, whatever lot was behind us, just lets them just run in, stroll into the yards. They don't care.
Yeah, I came to say goodnight. I want to go to bed. I sent your text message. I'd like it if you read it before I went upstairs, please.
Friend's dad left him some land in Wisconsin. Where do you know whereabouts, Krista? I can't tell if that's a joke, Howie, but I trust you. It's legit. And I'm hoping the sound is good because I've changed a few things around here. I just want to make sure everything's kosher. I've got Ecamm running instead of just Zoom. I've got a new lens I'm using. Doesn't seem to be giving me the stupid, the stupid error messages and turning itself off. I sound like Nathan Stoltman now. Commenting like a fool throughout all my shit. Like, what is this? Where we're at? Oh, he's from Chicago. That's not far. Let me look back at the chat. Sorry, guys. Sound is good? Awesome. Thank you. I like this mic a lot. and this board works great. And Jim just got the exact same board. So, yep, he's usually sounds good, but he puts his mic super far away. You guys would be shocked where his mic is. I'm telling you.
So this is the noisy boy.
That's a little loudmouth.
Yeah, aren't you? Come on. See, he's trying to headbutt me a little bit. Come on, say hello, puppy.
Aw.
Hug.
Deacon's getting drunk, guys. That's why he's at his buddy's getting drunk tonight. So no Michael Deacon on the program. I swear to God, you guys, I'm going to pull him out of the show super random one of these nights. Nobody's going to believe it. Y'all can hate all you want. Deacon's my boy. Shinedown. Okay. Krista, Shinedown, I know what that is, but I got to look back. Okay, hold on. I got to see what I missed here. So if we're talking music, okay. You saw a concert in Grays Lake, Illinois in 06.
My boy. He's my boy. Aren't you?
Short school bus there with all his wrestling buddies and their girlfriends. So wait a minute. Grays Lake is just west of Chicago, I think. I think I know the venue. Talking about Baroness just played there last year. Yep, damn right. Kevin the goat. The goat is a bigger star than you. Don't be jealous. I can't get jealous.
I hope so.
I don't even know what songs they did, Krista. I can't even put it into I have no frame of reference.
Hi.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm pretty sure Baroness just played there recently. Yep. I think that's the spot where it's like they do those fests. They'll do like not like Lollapalooza because I did that. That's Grant Park, right on the lake, which is awesome. Yeah, the two stages. I wonder if it's kind of like that. Have you heard of that festival in Ohio, Jim? Columbus. It's in Columbus. No. It's a huge fest, like every year.
What's it called?
Something Profit. Do you guys know what I'm talking about in the chat? It's literally like it's not like Holy Mountain. It's got one of those ringing. It's got like a ring to it like that, like Holy Mountain. But I mean, like it was headlining bands like Guar. I remember like Greta Van Fleet. That is a joke. That is like that band is. Oh, don't even get me started. I swear you'd think that they like Zeppelin had a bunch of unreleased songs and just gave them to them. Here you guys go. Here you go. Poor kids. Okay, so Columbus, Ohio. I know it's in like Columbus, Ohio, but it's gonna drive me nuts. Music festival. Okay, Sonic. See, it's got a badass name. It's got some straight up. There you go. Which Lollapaloozas, Howie? I worked 05. Yeah, I worked the 2005 as a PA, as a runner. My job was, I had the best job of anybody. My job was to literally, and this is the first time Lollapalooza came back. So Perry Farrell came back and did, so it was only in Chicago. It was just that one thing. And they did, it was super weird. But my job was it was the first streaming of its kind. And I remember it was like SBC Ameritech. Streaming live, which turned into AT&T, and they basically were streaming it live for the first time. This was the first time any like rock and roll big major streaming was going down, and I remember my job was to knock on the trailer doors of all the bands 15 to 20 minutes before they played. And there's 4 stages running all the time, and knock on their door, ask for their set list politely, so I could bring it back to the production trailer. My then wife was working as this like production manager or stage manager or whatever. Anyway, ended up having to do that. So Billy Idol, Spoon. Well, I was already friends with them, but it was weird. It's just super weird. Like all the like Blonde Redhead, Weezer. I remember I'll shut up after this. The Arcade Fire was gigantic at that time, and they had just gotten off tour with like, they'd just gotten off tour with David Bowie. And I'm being like, who are these people? Like, who are these? They're super nice. This lead singer is like super tall and super smiley and very, very nice. But yeah, that was my job, to literally get the set list, give it back to my future ex-wife, and she'd post it online. And then my job was to literally take the golf carts and to whatever stage, and I could just hang out and drive whoever to the stages and back, blah, blah, blah. Cake, Weezer. Yep, it was Cake, Weezer. Dude, I remember seeing Cake. I had never, no joke, I had no real frame of reference. I knew a couple of songs, obviously, who doesn't? But I remember standing on stage with, I'm going to name drop because it's fun. It was really random. The Meat Pup is Kurt from the Meat Puppets' daughter. She's like a couple years younger than me, and she was a photographer and like working. And she was showing me around some rad stuff. She was super sweet. And then we were like, let's watch Cake. Like, okay. We're standing on the stage, and I'll never forget it. Like, they're in key. They're hitting every single note, 2 hours. Everybody's, all the words, everything. It was one of the coolest things I'd ever seen. And I'm like, wow, now I get it. Now I get Cake. Like, I always appreciated it a little bit, but yeah. I feel you on that, Howie. APC. Talking about Queens of the Stone Age? APC. Dude, you probably got to go to Coachella when it was like good with Desert Sessions. Like when PJ Harvey and dude, those are the ones that I missed bad, when it was literally like you got like low desert punk sound. And if you guys want to hear me ramble on about this kind of shit, I did, like, I think not this last episode of The Farm with Recluse, but the one before it. So like a week and a half ago, on stoner rock and doom, we go super deep. Me and Chris Corey from the band Magic Circle. So if you guys care, it's fun. We get really, really deep on some esoteric, crazy postmodern shamanism. Talking about every band, we go all over. I had to bring Neurosis into it, so it's good stuff. So if you like Recluse, you like Steven Snyder, that's our boy. Go listen, go check out The Farm. It's a great podcast. But yeah, this festival is called Sonic Temple, and just for reference, this was supposed to be 2020. Metallica headlining on Friday, Slipknot Saturday, Metallica. Then it's Deftones, Bring Me the Horizon, Evanescence, Stained, Sublime, gross, Rancid, gross, Dropkick Murphys. What year is this? Straight up, what year is this? 1999, dude? Oh my god. Hey, there's Ghostman. What up? Anthrax. Hell Yeah is playing. Hell Yeah is like the reject version of like Pantera. Link you up. I got you, dog. Or if you're not even talking to me, probably not even. Let's see. Knocked Loose is good. But I'm really happy, guys, because we found the masters. We just need to know if we should release them. Jim, what do you think? You didn't listen. I haven't played them for you, have I? We got them back, dude. All right, guys. So there's literally like, I'm not even kidding, man. 15 years, 20 years maybe. Let's see. I'll be 40. So, 1 second. And
David.
no, I'm good. No, we're good. Okay, sorry. All right, so we got where is it? Okay, so my original band Cast Ahead, and I swear to God, I'll shut up. This is just weird. We lost I was 17 when we recorded a record, whatever. It was like metalcore. We got signed to a label out of Michigan. Blah 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 blah. This was like it was like metalcore, straight edge, whatever. We weren't singing about straight edge, but if you like black metal, like Velociraptor Scream, type stuff with melodic, crazy, whatever. This is 97, 98. Anyways, I made a bunch of cassettes because they were like a demo for a band. We actually got signed and blah, blah, and toured, blah, blah, blah. It's good, great time. Well, these masters of this demo got lost because I only made tapes of them, right? This was tape days. So they got lost, and we literally couldn't track them down. And members of this band are members of current bands like Misery Signals, who else? Comeback Kid, Knocked Loose, all those bands, Seven Angels, Seven Plagues, Dead to Fall, blah, blah, blah. Just tons and tons of bigger metal bands, metalcore bands, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, these tapes were missing forever. Well, we just got them back like 2 weeks ago, and we're going to repress them on vinyl, a limited proper run. And I know, I'm excited, dude. And yeah, people haven't heard this in forever. It's only been available on like mkepunk.com as a taped version going on. So the sound quality is so awful. It's like listening to like a 16-bit, you know what I mean? Like version where it's like underwater on top of it, so you can't get a gauge for it. So we got them back, and we're gonna touch them up a little bit, take them in, get them properly mastered, and then press some vinyl. But I'm curious, we might, if Jim's cool with it, play a track on our way out. You guys, but it's if anybody's heard of the band At the Gates, say something in the chat. The band At the Gates are like,
I'm cool. I should probably
Jim's got to go.
bow out here
Yep.
in the next couple minutes.
It's all good. Greg was going to join us. I'll look more into the Super Bowl halftime, but I really didn't see much, you guys. And I don't know. I didn't.
We should revisit it maybe with the rest of the gang, and then we can have a chance to get those pictures from Krista.
How can she send tweets to us? You should. Okay. You should send them. Let me actually go into the chat. We can let Jim go. I'll stay on, and I want to talk about a few things. So, okay. Let me get this fixed up here. Okay. Here we go, Krista. I'll show you. See even it. Okay, hang tight. I'm sorry, you guys.
Come here, Winston. Come here. Come and kiss the brother.
Okay, here we go. Okay, now I need the chat to pop out. Come on.
You love the goat, baby, don't you? He's headbutting you.
Okay.
I think he likes it though.
We're doing it. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Howie. And seriously, we appreciate it. Really appreciate Jess and Lindsay from Rogueways. Lindsay's amazing. Okay, so Krista, you should be able to. Here. Really, are they gonna make me log in as me now? Sons of bastards. Okay. I can do this. I think I can do it this way. How are we still at 160? Like, that just doesn't make sense. That's all right. We're professional, so I get it. Add irrational times. He's professional, he's not a fan of yours. Love you too, Jim.
Yeah, I love you guys.
All right, buddy.
I'm gonna say good night.
No, good night, man. Thanks for doing this.
Good night to the babies.
Good night, Goaty Goat. Goat 5K.
5K.
5K, baby. That's
5K
awesome.
all the way.
Irrational Times in YouTube. All right, I'm doing that right now.
Night, Barski.
Good night, buddy. I love you.
You too. I love you too.
All right. Here he goes, man. Let's see. Let me fix this up because this is obnoxious. Okay. Okay. So, Kevin, now that we have just me. See, I'm not good with the Discord, Krista. I want to be able to I know I can let you share links. So here we go. Don't leave yet. Okay. You should be able to just try to share a link in here right now, if you can, Krista. Okay, now, irrational times. I'm going to add irrational times. There's one thing, though, that I do want to touch on, or actually kind of talk about before I let you guys go. I was going to do a reading tonight of clock shavings and get a couple more chapters in. If you guys are into that, let me know. And I'll do that. So I have the energy. Ooh, got some new wares too. Picked up Dave McGowan, the wonderful Dave McGowan. Finally got Weird Scenes Inside the Canyon. And Program to Kill. Excited about this. So finishing up. So this one has to get on the record. Remarkable Healings. This is one of the most insane books ever. And it's all legit. Okay. Well, we'll figure it out. Yeah, we got a Discord. And I'm awful. But I will go into Discord right now if you want to share it, and then I can bring it up. Krista. Okay. Yeah, we have a Discord. We're working on artwork. There's been multiple people we've reached out to, and they've reached out to us with some pretty rad ideas. I just haven't heard back, so we're still waiting for a few things to get finished up. Let's see. 26. All right, so I'm in the general Weavingspiders. There we go. I see you, Krista, so just let me know. Still live, and will be for a minute. Okay. All right, so yeah, send him. I'm in the Discord right now, and Kevin, I want Kevin in on this. I'll invite you right now, Kevin. Are you in Discord? Actually, you know what? Let's just do this. Tempted to, well, I might as well. And put a little background joints in while this is loading and I'm being stupid. Jim has to clean up goat poop. Sounds like fun. Sounds like he's pooping and pissing on the couch. That's what I hear. Shouting at clouds. All right, Kevin, here we go. I love that name. Okay. Does it have to be capitals? That's what I'm trying to figure out because I don't see. Oh, got it. Never mind. Here we go. Okay, so do I just... All right, here we go. I'm just going to copy the link because this is just pissing me off now. Krista, I know you're in here with me. Help. We need Kevin up in here. Shouting at clouds. The fuck is he? Oh, it is case sensitive. Okay. Ugh, 4-digit tag. What? We need your 4-digit tag. This is whack. Yeah, I want Krista. I'm trying to get Kevin invited to in the Discord with us. He's shouting at clouds. He's so mad. Yeah, I tried. Find or start a conversation. It's asking for 4 digits after yours, Kevin. Thank you, Krista. Holy shit. And I'm in here. Okay, so something I did want to touch on a little bit, though, was, let's see here. Let me get this out. Yeah, share 'em in here. I'm in here right now, so. In free speech zone? No, that's voice chat. Okay. Here we go. Oh, fuck yeah. Sweet. There we go. Awesome. Fuck yeah. Good to go. You're in. Okay. Now, okay, so here we go. Yes, thank you, Krista. Indeed. All right. So here's what I want to talk about. I'll bring it up here. Okay. I'm going to turn my Zoom off. Hang with me. This is all new to me, guys. It's not all new to me, but switching it up really quick, so hopefully this doesn't just destroy everything. Okay. Means so much.
Spider.
Play this quietly, so you don't have to listen to me. Okay. Now.
The active ingredient in marijuana, THC. The active ingredient in marijuana.
The web structure was not affected, but the spider's behavior was. The spider's behavior was. The web structure was not affected.
Okay. Cool.
It built a hammock. The spider didn't build it. It built a hammock. The spider didn't build a web. It built a hammock. The spider didn't build a web. It built a hammock.
The spider began The spider can't go within 100 centimeters of the web.
hammock. It built a hammock.
Okay.
King spider, the crack
You guys can hear me okay? I just want to make sure. What the fuck is that?
spider, the king spider, the crack.
It built a hammock.
The spider can't go within 100 centimeters of the web. The spider built a web, found a mate, and raised over 100 young. But the mate got a restraining order, and now the spider can't go within 100 centimeters of the web. The spider built a web,
This is whack.
found a mate, and raised over
It built a hammock. It built.
the cat in its ass. Then came up behind it and popped the cat in its ass. The crack cocaine spider figured building webs was for suckers. Waited the cat in its ass. Was exhausted and came up behind it and popped the cat in its ass. The cat in its ass. Then came up behind it and popped the cat in its ass. The cat in its ass. Then came up behind it until the caffeine spider was exhausted. The crack cocaine spider figured building webs. The crack cocaine spider figured building webs was for suckers.
Yeah, no, I'm just doing this. This is so stupid. Okay.
The cat in its ass.
Mr. Crack Spider.
The marijuana spider
When winter came,
placed a little.
the marijuana
It ended up right in the crack. It ended up right in the crack. As the crack
when
spider
winter came, the marijuana spider had no place to live. It ended up in the
You guys can still hear my audio okay? I just want to make sure, right? Everything's okay. I know I'm not on the screen. I just want to try to make sure. Okay. Really? It's gonna do this to me right now. This is bullshit. Positively bullshit. Oh well. I'm gonna have to do an update, but that's for a later time. Whatever, can bear with this. Okay. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at some of this stuff. Krista, do you care if I show some of this in here live right now, or what? It should be all good. It should be good. I'm here. And audio back. Just want to make sure. I'm literally using all new stuff tonight. This is the first time I've ever actually used this stuff, and it works pretty great. I don't know why I haven't used it before. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm trying my best. Krista, if you're okay, I'm gonna put screen share some Discord so I can go over some of this stuff with you guys, because I feel that's the only way to do it. Thank you, Howie. All right, cool. All right, let's move this, and we'll screen share. All right. Just let me know if you guys aren't cool with this, and I will take it down immediately. Come on. Oh, this is how it works. Right when I say, "Oh yeah, this is working great. I'm gonna use this next time." Blah 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 blah. Unreal. Okay. Well, see, the thing is now I can't do shit. Kill Stream Deck here. Hopefully this works. Sorry, guys. You gotta be kidding me. Alright, one last try to make this work with the Discord. There. Okay, I got it out. Now I can get it back in. Okay. And we dropped it. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry. You're banned from Twitter, bro. Oh, I love it. Oh, this is why I love you, Krista. I swear to God. I don't know what I would do without you. Okay. Scroll up. Piece of shit. Really? Oh, this is unreal. This is just not wanting to be my friend. My head is gonna explode. Okay, I guess I gotta keep it down here, so what we're gonna do is this. We'll just do that. I don't give a shit. I can go like this. Okay. Alright. Okay, so... Ooh, no, don't want that. Okay. Alright, here we go. Finally. Alright, what do we got? It's about the Magic Mountain, where the elite live in a world of entertainment. Do what thou wilt. Football-shaped sun. Mount Meru, or the Mount of the Gods. But they have to make money, or they die, or sacrificed. Check out Twyman. Fake news article. I can give you a link. Yep. Okay. Wait a minute. So who overlaid the Buccaneers shit? Did you do that, Krista? This touch with the black flag, Buccaneers flag. I love it. It's a very nice touch. Okay, so we got football as a microcosm of America. That last play, 81 and 12 is 93. Do what thou wilt to be the whole law. Love is the law. Love under will, baby. You live here on Mount Paramount. Ooh, me and Jim cash in twin checks. That's Paramount. I know y'all like that. Yep, getting rich out here. Don't give me more than 30 seconds to come up with some crazy ass rhymes, because I will. We got here Sea Peoples, Jolly Roger, good old Jolly Raj. Buccaneers, Skull and Bones, Templars tried to buy the world and lost. Name of the game is the Geo. Goddamn right. What's crazy is, I don't know if I told you this, but wait a minute. Okay, I didn't. Yeah, I'll be brief. I just read your last tweet. Oh yeah, a geo. So I'm researching a geo, and I'm looking back into some of Tracy's older work, and I'm digging. And it's a really random dig too, you guys. It was literally like maybe 2 hours in the car. You know, when you you park, and you're like, well, I got a little bit of time to kill. This, that, and the other one. Oh, awesome. But so I'm doing some research on a geo and Tracy, and just reading some things from her page, and some gross things that look like Boyd would have fucking said, for all intents and purposes, a joke. Some pretty disgusting things. Whatever, I'm not even gonna get into that. The point is I was digging around, and I was just really, really going down some different rabbit holes here, but of my own, because we all have our own personal relationships with Tracy's work and just all of it. So anyway, I'm going through it, and all of a sudden, I get a text, and mind you, we have a group text here with like me, Snake, Jim, Greg, or Bucephus, and Mitch, aka Jerk. And we go back and forth. So, and we, all day, every day. It's just a constant, I have to literally turn and do not disturb on for that conversation, because it just will keep you up all night. Anyway, it's a blast though. So we're sharing shit, and I'm asking a couple questions, very, very just out of nowhere, left field, but I think they knew where I was going. And then all of a sudden I get a message from PayPal, and I'll read it because it's awesome. And it was like our first ever like donation, like proper. And it's from Gerardo. What am I talking about? I'm an idiot. Okay. So I'm looking, and I come, and mind you, I'm digging deep too, like with Tracy's work, and I'm going deep. I'm going really, really deep. So yeah, I get this. $21.69 from Gerard Carrillo. It was actually $23, obviously even. My dear David, one small contribution to your fantastic avoir, Weavingspiders. I send you a lucky 23, my lucky number, Jordan's number. I heard Jim got canceled from Twitter, but he is back. What the heck is the world turning into, man? So surreal. We need to keep talking Twyman. I'll catch your stream this Saturday. Let me know if anything's up before Saturday. All right, pal. Gaius, a.k.a. Gerard. So what's awesome and beautiful about all that is that I just got that out of nowhere while looking into Geo, digging deeper into some things. And it was just, once again, Tracy kind of just poking, tapping me on the shoulder. I don't know if you get that too, Krista. I know I sound like a fucking nerd and a weirdo, but I get that. It happens. Like, I just totally sense her, like, hanging out. And I'm saying that, and I mean it. Like, it's weird. I don't, but whatever. But I love this Paramount. I need to check this Paramount out. S90's here in the house. I'm over on the other one. What up, dude? Good to see you, man. Yeah, me and Jim cashing twin checks. That's Paramounts. What up, Terry? How you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Thanks for hanging out, you guys. I know I'm just me rambling in here like a fool. I feel like I need some background music. Don't worry, though, because I got a dope Akai little, it's like an MPC with the beat machine with the beat pads, but yeah, I don't need to, it's not a MIDI controller. It is a MIDI controller, but it's not. But anyway, so I can fill an SD card up with hits and stuff, and bam, I can run it directly into the board, so I can have some more fun with the show. Okay, but I'm gonna S90. I'm gonna do this for you real quick right now. Do me a solid. I think I already am, but I meant to ask you last 90. Can you just type just to see if anything works? Because I can't tell if the chat's working. So I need to know. Anyways, okay. We'll go back to Krista for a second. So we go with the AGO, but Kane told her that he knew that he would always lose, and that was the only way to end the game. Plus, the AGO board was black and red, as we talked about before. Ooh, good call. Yep, there's a lot of black and red tonight. Now, here's the thing. I don't necessarily know. I don't know how. Is it me? All right, who else? Who else is in here? S90, if you got a chance to catch it. Terry, if you got a chance. Kevin. All right, so some of y'all caught, some of the Super Bowl halftime that we did, which was very, very. I'm just nonplussed. I think it was lame. The weekend isn't bad. Like it wasn't bad. It just wasn't your standard fare for Super Bowl. It's just halftime. It was not standard Super Bowl halftime fare by any means. It was just, I don't know. It just wasn't, it didn't do much for me at all. The color schemes, like it's hard to really draw a cult, like draw parallels, mystical parallels, and you know what I mean? And just try to, it's tough when it's that subtle. Yep. And we'll go back and watch for sure. But it felt lacking. What do you think? Like it's like it just felt like vapid, I guess would be the it just felt empty. It just felt like an empty gesture. I don't it's weird. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know, but I'll look back on it. The color schemes. I think it's tough though. You got, like to really draw conclusions to color schemes and things like that. I get on certain researchers for abusing not abusing, but using like Billie Eilish all the frickin' time, or citing her. Yeah, she's got creepy shit. Yep, all kinds of stuff. There's symbolism everywhere. There's all kinds of cool, random, gross and fun Easter eggs all over her stuff. But I don't mean to just cut it off, but I'm following here, and Krista feels like it was meant to make us feel helpless against magic. Wow, that's heavy. The thing is I guess we could go back and look at some of the where it was set up like a radio, like a music hall, and they had they had this the fiddle player, violin, the string sections, all those people, whatever, with the lights and just certain words. But I mean, it felt like that was just like a set design from, like his whatever upcoming world tour. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like it was absolutely, it just felt like it was set design from an upcoming tour. That's literally, I don't know, but I feel like I just saw somewhere in Apple Music or whatever, Spotify, his, promoting it or whatever. I just can't, I don't know. There's something about dude. He's reminds me of Drake. There's just something about him. I'm not saying he's not talented, but there's just something that's not, it's just ain't my bag. But he's extremely talented. We'll have to review. I'm curious to know what the others are saying. Aren't you guys kind of curious to know what? I'm going to have to message Ryan Gable. I should right now. Actually, I'm trying to get him in and see what he thinks, and Clyde Lewis, and we'll see what Ron and them think, I guess. But I'll see what Ryan's up to. Let's see. But I mean, I really want to get his take, because I just feel like there wasn't, like, just those words flashing. What? I barely caught Saturn. I feel like like what? Technically, I was expecting some sort of precession of the equinoxes, or or something along the lines where, okay, now we're firmly in Aquarius, on some Janus style shit with, 1 foot in the gutter, 1 foot in the clouds. But 1 foot in Aquarius and the other in what's it called? Pisces. So it's a weird. I was expecting them to do some zodiacal something with it, but there wasn't much there. Again, I have to go back and look. People that give a shit or even want to bother with it, go back and look. But let me see. Do you have a link, Krista, directly to the commercial by chance? And if anybody wants to call in or something, let me know on Discord here. I want to make sure everybody in the chat is available or has an invite to the Discord. So I'm going to send that right now. Invite. Where's the frickin' invite button? There. Okay. Guys, I'm gonna post this in the chat. Okay, yeah, okay. Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. This is true. So technology, control, and sex. Wish I'd reach within the light of your soul. No worries, brother. No worries, S90. I just wanted you to have your little blue wrench. I think I got mine over on We've Read. So we'll see if John Boy got to it. Do you swear to God you're sober, Terry? I swear. You better. Yeah, you're not. You ain't. Nope. Sorry, buddy. I would. I'll bring you on. Hell yeah. Start sharing everywhere. Yep. Whatever you want to do. Yeah, if anybody is up to joining me, please just let me know. And we can bring you over. Or if you want to do Discord, whatever. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering about Chris. I haven't messaged him. I don't know. I don't want to bug everybody. But you know who should be bugged right now is Greg. What do you guys think? Should I got an idea. I got a good idea here. Let's get him. Yeah. Speaking of Chris, what's up, buddy? Good to see you in here. S90, if you're up to chat with me, come hang out, talk for a minute. No worries if not. This came today. Speaking of our pal Christopher Knowles, as well as some much needed Dave McGowan that I have been sleeping on for a while. All right, let's try Greg one more time. Hopefully he shows up. We got you, darling. Okay. Yeah, I'm in the Discord too, Jim, right now. No worries, buddy. Cheers, man. Okay, so I'm gonna get on top of a couple things here. Okay, so let's do this, guys. You guys ready to go a little bit weird here? Because we're about to get really fucking weird. Okay, so this caught my attention over the weekend, and I don't know, let me know if it caught any of yours. But feeling it did, if you got a chance to. All right, here we go. Come on, Knell. A goat baby pooped on Jim's bong. Now that is rough. That is rough. Okay. Here we go, guys. Where did you go? Here we go. Why are you doing this to me? Okay. Gotta get it. This is driving me insane, you guys. I'm learning. Okay. Here it is. All right, here we go. All right, this is it. This is what I want to talk about. This paradigm threat shit. And it's this cat. I don't know. I think he's younger. I don't really know how old he is. I heard him on with Greg Carlwood, everybody's favorite. Just withhold your applause. Okay, so anyway, this cat, his name's Ari Asulin. And this is his page. I'm going to be reaching out to him. I'm reaching out to him as soon as this is done to get him on the show so we can have a little chat. I'm very fascinated by this kid's work. Now, he's done. Well, let's just click on a few things here. Let's see what he thinks. Let's be careful there. And why don't we just? Okay, how about this, guys? Where do we want to go with this click? What of all the things, what should I click on, guys? 9/11, Apollo, astronomy, controlled opposition, COVID-19, false flag, Holocaust, nukes. I don't want to get flag. I just keep saying all these things, or reading this, but I think you guys should pick one. Yeah, it sure does look like that, right? It's pretty rad. Hey, man, he's doing the damn thing. It's a better site than mine. Shit, I can't even do WordPress over here. I can do a blog spot. I can do that. But seriously, though, what do you guys think? I don't want to name all these, obviously, for obvious reasons. We got PDFs, fairies, giants, hollow earth, magnetism, maps, speech, telepathy, banker wars, bombings, tax, Saturn, timeline. We're going to go with Saturn. Let's see what he thinks about Saturn, because I have a feeling we're going to be happy. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. So, 4070. So this is a short timeline. 4077. Saturn lights up. He's going on the premise that we are living in an electrical universe, right? Not only are we living in an electrical universe, but there's There's also the Hollow Earth theory being brought in. I mean, this cat, for being, I don't even know how old he is, but dude, look at this. September 8th, he's got the date, 2349, September 8th, contact by Venus, fall of Apsu, appearance of the moon, 260-day year. Look at this, like, oh, and then we get the ecliptic pathway last seen, last sprinkling of Apsu dust. This is wild, right, guys? Do or do not, there ain't no try, that's a fact. Now look at this good stuff he's got here. Wait a minute. Binding of Isaac is an astrological allegory. Yep, of the sun crossing the... Yep, exactly. There's a million things. What biblical passage was it? This is Jesus actually speaking. He was saying, it was like, when you see the water bearer or something like that. I don't know. I'm terrible. I should know some of the scripture, but follow him into his house, for it is safe, or something along those lines, where it's basically saying, yo, when it's time to move into Aquarius, follow the man into his house, the man with the pitcher of water. I mean, it's right there. Okay, so what do we got here? We've got more Moloch, not the Star of David. It's the black cube, the hexagon of Saturn. And as you can see, we got it right here. And again, picking up on some of the stuff Tracy's put down with the black sun. Black sun being Saturn. If we go by how this works, Saturn burned out. There was 2 suns. Saturn was, hey, look, we can bring him in. Fuck. We don't want to talk about Tom Brady. Tom Grady. Okay, so I'm going to read what this dude's all about. If you're like, he says, not another controlled opposition conspiracy website. If you're like me, you've noticed by now that the vast majority of conspiracy theory channels in the Western world have fallen into the category called controlled opposition. He's not wrong. They were real at one point, and then something happened, and now they are unwilling co-agents. The main giveaway for co-agents which is controlled opposition agents, they say a lot and leave us with no satisfying conclusions. Therefore, the goal of this website is to seek satisfying real or fake conclusions to every conspiracy, right? Why not? Here's what I have so far. I have to admire this cat's moxie. I've got to give it to him. That's balls. Putting that out there like that. And thank you. Yes, the binary meaning of all the symbols. There's 2 sides to the coin. There's 2 sides to the coin, baby. So, okay. So let's pick up here. And I think it'd be fascinating also to have these 2. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's S90. Yeah, it's the people who never change their opinion. They appear to, quote, have it all figured out and have all these high-level sources. Those are the absolute shills. I can name a million. People who don't research and always bring up new info. Exactly. It was the same thing. It's beyond infotainment. It's like, it's been touched on, slaughtering the Wilcock a million times. Corey Good. That dude is, these people are awful. I mean, grifters. It's just grifts. And it's just, I don't know. I hope some people really, I need a shower. Shit. Talking about this garbage. Okay. So I'm curious to see. This is my first venture to this cat's website. So I'm going to check this out. Let's see here. I never cared much for studying human history until I realized it was all lies. Let's see what he thinks. I mean, he's younger. I don't want to keep harping on that, but okay. History is a pack of lies about events that never happened, told by people who weren't there. George Santayana. Those who do not remember the past are condemned to repeat it. Those are great quotes. Okay. So, for books here, what do we have? We got Brave New World, Jesus Lived in India, Freemasonry Exposed, The Controversy of Zion, The Hoax of the 20th Century, World Conquerors, Oh, our favorite, the international Jew, dispossessed majority, socialism, and international economic order by way of deception, suicide of Europe, architecture. Wow, he's going deep, man. If those are his books. Okay. Part 1, an ancient history we can all agree on, Q&A. Question: how old is the planet Earth, or our sun, or the universe according to NASA? The official answers are: for the Earth, 4.543 billion years, for the sun, 4.61 billion years, and for the universe, 13.8 billion years. Okay. Question: how is the age of the universe determined? An open letter to the scientific community states, quote, Big Bang Theory can boast no quantitative predictions that have subsequently been validated by observation. The successes claimed by the theory's supporters consist of its ability to retrospectively fit observations with a steadily increasing array of adjustable parameters, just as the old Earth-centered cosmology of Ptolemy needed layer upon layer of epicycles. Since there is no record of the creation of the universe, we must assume the universe was always there and will always be. NASA instead imagines the universe was created in a Big Bang and attempts to ascertain in Earth years how long it's been since then. Don't be fooled. Theories of a Big Bang, bounce, crunch, /rip were inspired by creationist Catholicism and disguised as modern sciences. Damn, he's hitting them. He's hitting them, dog. All right, let's see. Question: how is the age of the sun/star determined, or a sun or a star? The official method for determining the age of a star is to profile its mass, luminosity, and temperature against a standard chart of other stars. Of all the methods available, all require knowing the mass of the star ahead of time. Suns don't have tree rings. Even if there was some way to profile our sun on a standard chart of other stars, we only have charts based on the questionable Hertzsprung-Russell diagram to rely upon. As the sun existed before recorded history, no one knows for sure when it was formed. Question: how is the mass of a sun-star determined? Well, in 1910, by Hertzsprung and Russell, they kickstarted the idea of stellar evolution by creating the blah, 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 blah. Okay. So we get it, it's flawed. So apparently Harvard, here's something fun. The Hertzsprung-Russell diagram is flawed. That's the question. So it's Jeopardy now. Okay. The Harvard College Observatory had no way of knowing the masses of any star they surveyed just by looking at them with an Earth observatory. They couldn't tell how big something was, how far away it was, if atmospheric refraction was throwing off their scale, or if cosmic gravitational lensing was affecting the reading. Harvard simply wrote down that they believed, they simply wrote down what they believed to be true, and now we must all believe it too. This new simulated universe provided by the HR diagram relied entirely on the hypothetical stellar mass and ignored everything mankind knows about electricity, plasma, ancient testimony, and of course, hollow planets and suns. As a result, the HR diagram is rife with contradictions and impossibilities. For example, Betelgeuse, or Betelgeuse, however you want to pronounce it, Betelgeuse and Proxima Centauri are of similar size. They're medium stars and have the same surface temperature. However, Betelgeuse is 300 million times more luminous. Okay, that's an odd one. Question: why would Harvard make up a fake sun chart? Maybe one might ask why Harvard promoted eugenics that same year, or why Harvard tried and hung witches at Salem in 1691. Their motive was always to enslave the sciences into Catholicism via a modern Big Bang. Dude, this is brilliant. This is fucking brilliant. Religion of an expanding universe created by a monotheistic universal creator God, and they did it. The theory of stellar mass also predicates on the belief that all planets and suns are solid objects with a dense core. Suns and planets are both charged hollow bodies, so there is no way to determine the mass of hollow stars. Woo, dude, he's on fire. Question: planets and suns are hollow? Most civilizations have literary reference points describing a hollow earth. Hindu legend remembers the magnificent underground cities of Patala and Bhagavati, I think. Tibetans and Mongolians describe Agartha, the underground realm, and its holy city of Shambhala. Since even the 16th century, most humans believed the earth and other spheres were hollow. Available literature described the hollow earth in great detail, and it was still possible for humans to travel there and back again. After World War I, most of this literature was destroyed. Since then, it has been taught in schools that Earth and other spheres have solid cores formed from nebular accretion over billions of years. We are all taught that all, quote, hollow Earth literature is in fact works of subterranean fiction. Nevertheless, nonfiction literature on Hollow Earth describes entrances in Paris, France, Staffordshire, England, Montreal, Canada, and Guangzhou, China, the Amazon rainforest, and the Grand Canyon, with the largest openings at the North and South Poles. Fresh water found in icebergs imply there are rivers within the Earth, we all know this, that cook and purify water. Hitler famously believed in Hollow Earth, leading many conspiracy theorists to suggest that Nazi Germany was evacuated via submarines to New Schwabenland. Now, there are conflicting conclusions over the discoveries of the Kola superdeep borehole. In the official account, a 40,000-foot deep hole was dug, and the project failed after the temperature reached 356 degrees Fahrenheit. In the unofficial account, fossils, gravity anomalies, and fresh water were found where they shouldn't be, reinforcing this hollow earth theory. I'm going to pause for a second, and I do tend to, I love the hollow earth theory. It's always, it's a really warm spot for me. I don't know what it is. Like you're saying, swimming upstream S90, it's like swimming in perfectly temperatured water when it's freezing cold outside. That isn't urine. I have no idea where I'm going. My brain. Okay. Yeah, and is it Darren Q? Or how do you pronounce that? Darren Kuyu? This isn't some Gobekli Tepe shit. Okay, let's get back to it, because this is fascinating. And this Kola super deep borehole. Has anybody heard of this before? Because this is news to me. Let's look at it on the Shitopedia, right? Let's see. What the fuck? How do we not drilling? Okay. This is some mind rape. The Kola superdeep borehole is the result of a scientific drilling project of the Soviet Union in the Pechensky district near the Russian border with Norway on the Kola Peninsula. The project attempted to drill as deep as possible into the Earth's crust with a depth of 12,262 meters. That's 40,000 feet. It has been since 1989 the deepest artificial point on Earth. Holy shit. Drilling began on May 24th, 1970. Do the math. Using the Uralmash 4E and later the Uralmash 15,000 series drilling rig. Boreholes were drilled by branching from a central hole. The deepest SG3 reached 12,262 meters. That's 7.619 miles. 7.5 freaking miles. And it's the deepest artificial point on Earth. It's only 9 inches in diameter. Wow. In terms of true vertical depth, it is the deepest borehole in the world. For 2 decades, it's also the world's longest borehole in terms of measured depth along with bore. Okay, crazy. Surpassed by, of course, an oil well in Qatar. Okay, enough about that. All right, let's see what we get here. Just tell me if you want me to pause or anything. If the sun is hollow, how does it produce energy? In 1944, C.E.R. Bruce developed a theory that solar prominences consisted of electrical discharges in plasma and eventually published over 100 papers concerning the electrical basis of various cosmological phenomena. Bruce went on to demonstrate his electrical discharge theory over the next 13 years, and in 1968 published successful predictions of the electrical discharge theory of cosmic atmospheric phenomena and of universal evolution. That is a mouth frickin' full. I think we could just go with spedicaptecadu. Sure, that works. However, his work in this area has been largely ignored by the mainstream science. Go figure. The electric sun model is often attributed to a 1972 article by electrical engineer Ralph Jurgens. We have all heard that name before. This model defines our electric universe in which orbital and surface gravity of a sun or planet are dependent on its charge, not its mass, and suns are powered electronically, contrary to the standard view that the sun is powered by nuclear fusion. Jurgens stated right here. I can find no way to state this diplomatically, so let me be blunt. The modern astrophysical concept that ascribes the sun's energy to thermonuclear reactions deep in the solar interior is contradicted by nearly every observable aspect of the sun. The interplanetary medium suggests not only that the sun and the planets are electrically charged, but that the sun itself is the focus of a cosmic electric discharge, the probable source of all of its radiant energy. Ralph Jurgens described the sun's surface as negatively charged, but modern plasma physicists like Wallace Thornhill and Bernard Bly insist the sun's surface is positively charged and fail to respond or even mention Jurgens' negative sun prediction. Later, Jurgens' sun model became the core component of the electric universe hypothesis, and yet his role in emerging study of plasma cosmology is still ignored by historians and academia at large. In 1979, Jurgens died of unknown causes only 2 months after publishing his last paper, Stellar Thermonuclear Energy, A False Trail. In 2007, Wikipedia deleted the entry for Jurgens. Apparently, the establishment wants Jurgens' theories to die with him. That is so fucked up. Take a pause for the cause and get over to chat. 17th, 18th centuries, many tales of Hollow Earth. Yeah. It is. It feels true. It just resonates. Mr. Meru could be in the Pacific or Hollow Earth, or maybe stretches up to heaven and down to hell. The world tree has branches in heaven and roots in hell. Amen. Tracy talked about this too. This was her obsession with the diamond. She's a fan of the electric universe. Dude, I knew this is all going to tie together. I fucking knew it. Of course, it ties together beautifully. Okay. Here we get crazy. Could be. It could be, or it could be at the North Pole too. No, you're right. But whatever. We don't need to cry out to Brother Joseph or Brother Brigham. Oh man. His only prerequisite was to bring him young. Okay. So let's do this. I really want to do this. Or Mars, actually. Here we go, guys. All right. Yeah, Bird. Who can forget Bird? Bird is just so much there. Mm-hmm. And that would make sense, the whole Hollow Earth theory. Okay. The trinity of a globalist stronghold. There you go, Vatican. We got London, we got Washington, we got the Vatican. The unholy trinity, the dark triad. So we got the London obelisk for finance, Vatican for religion, Washington. Yeah, this dude nails it. I can't wait to talk to this guy. Okay. Should I check before? I'll check the Discord before I roll up in here. Damn right, brought to you by Clown World. Okay. Sweet. Alright, so check this shit. Why is Earth controlled? And this is a Q&A on Earth is controlled by humans on Mars, which is extreme. That's a bold fucking statement right there. Bold statement. Okay, question. Why is Earth, quote, controlled? The assassination of President JFK reminded humanity that that an invisible technocratic influence, which has come to be known as the deep state, had the final say on events in Earth's affairs in history. The deep state imposes its jurisdiction over every human on Earth without our consent or awareness. Well, I don't know about the awareness. Okay. Question, what is the deep state? Ugh. If you could actually write QUEST dot. Ugh. Forever scarred. The deep state is a clandestine royal bloodline that imposes systems of control over other humans in all towns, cities, states, and countries within their influence. On April 27th, 1961, at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York City, JFK said, we all know what he said. Would you like me to, a Y or an N to do my best, JFK, but I don't think I'm going to. Okay. Whom then are the beneficiaries of global conspiracy? Often in a controlled opposition environment, you'll find amateur conspiracy theorists railing against a particular race, religion, or creed. You'll see conspirator accusations thrown at the British, the Jews, non-human ETs, dimensional demons, or even the devil himself. It's important to understand the deep state is loyal to no race, religion, or creed, but rather only to their family. If you see any corporate shills like David Icke accusing an entire race or alien species of a conspiracy, just remember they are just being racist. We can leave that there. We will leave that there, actually. Okay. Question, where is the deep state? Martial law, marshalling, marching, mergers, martyrdom, murder, marring. These familiar terms of conquest are named after the planet of conquest, Mars. The origins of these words suggest systems of control imposed upon us by humans who associate themselves with the planet Mars. The headquarters of the deep state is located in the secret places of the Earth, as well as places we were told humans cannot live, like on the inside of the planet Mars. This dude is gone crazy. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't do an Alex Jones right now, brother. Maybe it'll just come. Who knows? Let's see. Question, why would the deep state be on Mars? That's a great question. Ancient testimony tells us the true origin story of Earth, Mars, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, and the Sun. Oh, and the other planets were sort of involved too. The real history of our solar system is recent, not millions or billions of years long. Yeah. Right. Oh, man. I better shut my bigot hole. Okay. Let's see. The real history of our solar system is recent, not millions, billions. Okay. Earth shares an incubated safe space with Mercury, Venus, and Mars that allows for periodic quantum entanglement without interference. Now, this I can actually buy. Occasionally, Birkeland currents will flow between these planets. The coma tail of Venus prevents quantum entanglement and safe travel, as does the asteroid belt. Mercury may be a viable quantum tunnel travel location. The most natural and safest periodic quantum gates exist between Earth and Mars. These gates were formed during interplanetary discharges of electricity, the same kind of lightning scarring that carved the Grand Canyons. Scarring. This quantum entanglement technology allowed technocratic deep state to establish a pyramidal empire on Earth and Mars, which spread across the planets, converting or killing every indigenous civilization it encountered. This inland empire, there you go. It's all over. Still dominates inner solar systems. Now I need to watch David Lynch. That is a really good movie. A really underrated Lynch film is Inland Empire, guys. Seriously. It's incredibly creepy. It's one of my favorite Lynch films, actually. Okay, back to it. What is quantum entanglement? This is great. Okay, so this is his take on what the pyramids actually are, what their function is supposed to be, etc., etc. Yeah, this is gonna be awesome. Okay, let's rip. Okay. All pyramids were built around naturally occurring stargates that no longer function today. The pyramid structure is built around the gate to make it stable and safe for passage. There are pyramid structures all over the earth, not just in Egypt and South America. They are not tombs for Egyptian pharaohs. They were not created by ancient aliens. The enduring mystery of the pyramids has spawned decades of debates and conspiracy theories with zero consensus. Okay, so what is the pyramidal empire? The questions of who built the pyramids of Earth and why represent the biggest unsolved mystery of human construction projects in history. In times of cataclysm, humans on each planet would uncover natural electromagnetic ley lines and built pyramids and ziggurats upon those locations. There are hundreds of pyramids the size of Giza or bigger built along the Earth's equator, including hundreds of thousands of smaller pyramidal structures. In less than 200 years, humans built all pyramids in Egypt, Sudan, Mesopotamia, England, China, and in South America, Andes. This network of pyramids allowed the deep state to rule Earth by employing real-time communication between each location. This enabled the critical function of simulating gods and other visions at each location. As we all know, and I'll just take a little aside here, Pharaoh, I can't remember which Pharaoh it was precisely, but he used to raise the sun, every day and set the sun. So, these are like, you see where it's going here. You suppress the masses so they can't read, so they're remedial in everything. You're going to be able to pull a lot of wizardry of Oz. So let's move on. This network of pyramids allowed the deep state to rule the Earth by employing real-time communication between each location. This enabled the critical function of simulating gods and blah, 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 and other visions at each location. The concept of a simulated deity appearing within a temple has been redacted into the children's story Wizard of Oz. Nevertheless, simulated deity worship became the primary instrument of deep state control and allowed them to establish the Egyptian empire, which lasted 30 centuries. In addition to communication, each pyramid enabled quantum teleportation between locations during periods of planetary alignment. The pyramidal empire collapsed following the Exodus event of 1492 BC, when changing conditions within the solar system prevented the pyramids from functioning ever again. The deep state would embed itself further in the secret places of the world. The humans of Mars would become cut off from Earth, unable to return for the rest of their lives. So what he's positing here is that these ancient families, however, whatever you want to look at, this deep state group of individuals, were able to travel back and forth through stargates via the pyramids, it seems, and plasma. We'll get a little further here. Okay, question. How can humans survive on Mars? On the inside, all planets are hollow, not flat, hollow. I must pause it right here and say this too. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with, I think it's a Russian kid who came back with incredible knowledge of like all this stuff of a past life and a war on Mars. And it was so detailed. Like this kid, I can't think of his name. It'll come to me. I'll look it up afterwards. Maybe it's been scrubbed from the internet. I don't know. It was maybe 4 years ago I saw this, 5 years ago. This kid, he was like 7 years old, 8 years old. Or there's video of him at like 4 years old describing all this stuff, like in detail, crazy. Like he knew the name of the pilot that died in World War II that he was friends with. He could name these people, and they looked it up and they found that these were actual living humans. And I think he knew his own name. He also recalled other past lives. So why should we disregard this? Disregard him just because he's saying it's from, see. Thanks, that's an idea. Yeah, random name, but he had he was able to recall multiple past lives in such detail that it was just like, I remember seeing his parents or they were like handlers. There was like his parents bringing him around to do interviews with all these people. I think we're going to need to look into what actually went down with that, because it's been a minute and I haven't heard or thought of the kid. I'm wondering what's going on. Really wondering what's going on with him. Thank you, Krista. Okay. Question, how can humans survive on Mars? On the inside, all planets are hollow, not flat, hollow. It's nicer on the inside. However, resources are limited, creating a natural necessity, a contextual evil that leeches off of Earth's resources to survive. If planets are hollow, and they are, it's time to take a second look at the possibility of life on Mars. Okay, so here he's got a hollow planets theory with the electric Earth. Dude, this is so brilliant. Yes, that's it. That's it. S90. Dude. Brilliant. Dude, my mind. I love this. Yep. Exactly. Oh man, this is so great. I'm saving this. Sorry. Guys, alright. Let's just get that over with. Alright. Okay. And here we also have, wow, this is a solar, the south polar opening of Mars. How this was mapped out, I have no idea. There's a ton of things that were mapped out. That, I mean, canals, literally up until I believe it was like the 70s or some shit, where literally the 1970s, where they could actually see, canals on Mars. They could see, they could see water, visible freaking water. And I think actually it might have been after the Apollo missions were all wrapped up, all the moon missions in the 70s. I believe we did go to the moon. I believe the moon is, this is me talking, I believe the moon is way closer than they say it is. It's way freaking closer. There's no way it blocks out the sun when it's, the sun is 93 million miles away. So what is the moon again, guys? I don't know off the top of my head. I know it, but it's 40,000, something, whatever. I've got the tarot card right here. I'll put on, hold up. Let me just grab my tot deck. About to lose my mind. I thought somebody stole my shit. Okay, so the moon's 160 to 180,000 miles away. And we love Randall. We love our Masons. Okay, so briefly, wow. Briefly, Krista, why don't you let me know what card, or you can tell me and I'll draw the card. How about that? Great chat. I love this, you guys. You guys, thank you for doing this. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Seriously, I really appreciate it. This is fun. Okay. Krista, I've got my... Okay. All right, let's see what happens. I'm just going to draw. Let's see who's on the level. Two of discs. Change. The Empress. Oh, hell no. And the Eon. Double trumps, baby. I'm putting them back right now. Okay. Don't want to get carried away with that right now. Okay. So I'm beyond fascinated and blown away by how much work has been put into. Okay, so obviously this cat lifted some work, right? But who doesn't? What good researcher doesn't find, lift some good work and run with it and find some good stuff? Yes, dude. I need a Shivan Dragon S90. I need a Shivan Dragon, and I need an Ice Age Jester's Cat. And we got it. It's a wrap. If you remember, if you know, I know you know. Dude, I remember getting a box of Ice Age cards. I think I was like 15, 14. And I remember being so mad because I was like, where's this? I got to get a Jester's Cap. Got to get me a Jester's Cap in this one because that card was like worth like $8. You know how much that card was worth? A shitload of money. And you could go into any Magic the Gathering. You can go in anybody's deck with that card and take out any card you want and put it into play under your control. So you could go into the dude's Magic and just throw it into play. Don't even worry about mana. You gotta tap nothing. You just whoop. That Jester's Cap card was super cheap. Yo, see? The Jester's Caps, dude. I had 2 of them. Oof. Those are rough. Them Shivan Dragons, though, man. Those are worth so much when I was in high school. I wonder how much they're worth today. Oh, well, we won't even go there. All right. You want me to look at the world card, Krista, real quick? Just trying to shuffle through here. Looking for the world card. Specifically of the Toth deck, which is my favorite deck. Go figure. Well, I have a feeling it's really close to the top because, as you can see, I still haven't. Isn't it the Eon? Didn't I? Wait. There's one a Magic card that allows you to take cards from outside the game and just play them. That's awesome. That's amazing. Jim, yes, I did play Magic as well as S90 here. Clearly, Wonder Twin nerd powers, yes. Oh shit, dude! We haven't done a Magic session in forever. It's got a net around it. Are we talking? Wait a minute. It is behind my ear. Someone grab me a quarter. Sonny. Okay, now I feel like a jerk. The world. This is gonna make me insane. It's the universe, right? Yeah. Okay. This one. Yeah, she's spinning a net. And we've got... Okay. I'm just going to put this out for you guys so you can see. Okay, so peep the weaponry over here. Wow, mine has much better color than this. Okay, so here's the zoom out just a little bit. So as we can see, we've got the Eye of Horus down on the snake entangled, but she's all... And underneath there, right in here, right down in here, it looks like a, not a ziggurat, but it kind of looks like a, tabernacle ziggurat looking something. Like, what else would that be? What do you guys think? Nice. Let me know what you came up with, because I'm curious to know, Krista, what your reference of choice is for the Toth. This is what I prefer. I don't know. I found some gold in these here hills. Okay, I'm gonna get back to it. Yeah, dude, S90. Yeah, you and straight up, y'all two need to link up. Okay, let's do this. Okay, why haven't I heard about this theory before? Question. Answer. Well, maybe you have. No one would have believed in the last years of the 19th century that the 20th century would label over 300 years of Mars literature as science fiction. Early Mars literature. We're talking 1602 to 1680 with Athanasius Kircher, Emanuel Swedenborg, and others wrote in detail about Earth contact with Mars, including the first voyages to the planet, sometimes as an invasion force, more often for the purposes of exploration, though. In 1784, Sir William Herschel, British astronomer royal, studied Mars with telescopes he built himself. Herschel believed that all the planets were inhabited and that there were even intelligent beings living in a cool area under the surface of the hollow sun. Giovanni exposes Mars to the public. In 1877, Giovanni Schiaparelli observed a dense network of linear structures on the surface of Mars, which he called canali, which is channels in Italian. So there you go. And then we have Percival Lowell, the maps. He maps Mars in detail from 1880 to 1895. Percival Lowell studied Mars extensively at his observatory in Flagstaff, Arizona, and made intricate drawings of canals, oases, cities, and other non-natural features. I wonder if he got a wonder wall in there. He described in detail the vast skein of mechanically constructed canal systems that traverse the red planet unmistakably grown around the Antarctic regions. Lowell then published his views in 3 books, Mars and Its Canals, and Mars as the Abode of Life. Percival Lowell states in the New York Times in 1907, quote, "It is a direct sequitur from this that the planet is at present the abode of intelligent constructive life. I may say in this connection that the theory of such life upon Mars was in no way an a priori hypothesis on my part, but deduced from the outcome of observation, and that my observations since have fully confirmed it. No other supposition is No other supposition is consonant with all the facts here. Lowell announces life on Mars in 1907 and then dies. Lowell. After making this announcement in the New York Times, as it often happens, his health mysteriously and rapidly deteriorated. He died from a stroke in the middle of World War I on November 12, 1916, age 61. Good doozies math. Died 11, 12, 16, dies at 61, buried on Mars Hill near his Flagstaff Observatory. Lowell's announcements had the power to change the world in positive ways that nobody could have foreseen, but instead his announcement was perceived as a threat by the controlling faction of inhabitants of Mars. If Martians influenced war on Earth, is it logical that World War I may have been triggered by Lowell's announcement of life on Earth, or life on Mars? Shortly after this, World War I changed the world in negative ways that nobody could have foreseen. Question. Okay. Why can't we see any signs of civilization on the surface of Mars today? That's a valid, good question. Poisoning Lowell wouldn't be enough. World War I and II wouldn't be enough. Lowell's discovery of life on Mars must never be repeated. If the cities and other non-natural features were observable on Mars, the jig would be up. All cities and canals would all have to be removed. All the humans who lived in these cities would have to return to the inner realms. Those who refused would have to be convinced. The solution was simple. Turn off the water. This is brilliant. This is amazing. We'll go back. Okay. So while World War I and II reorganized Earth, there was a reorganization on Mars. As soon as the water stopped flowing into the cities, they were abandoned. The abandoned cities were then destroyed by the same automated machines that built them. This is one reason why city ruins tend to be found on Mars. In 1962, the Mariner missions observed Mars at close range, seeing no water, no cities, and no signs of life. Therefore, it is possible that all Martian surface cities were dismantled between 1918 and 1960. That is a bold claim. The same humans who contrived the great wars of the 20th century to dominate Earth at the same time dominated Mars. There it is. That's right. Okay. So I'm going to pause for this right here. Okay. So what do we have going on in the next couple of days, guys? I believe it's the next couple of weeks. We've got China, India, and the United States all landing on Mars. No shit. Because the window's only open for a little bit of time and they have to get in at that time. Otherwise, entry, it's a wrap. They can't get in. So it's fascinating to think about that this is right around the fucking corner on top of it. And they're going to fire CERN back up again, too. I mean, like, nobody's been talking about this. So they shut CERN down because they can only operate it. I believe it's when I'm sure it's coming up, maybe. Who knows? Question. Okay. How would humans travel to and from Mars? CERN. I fucking love this kid. Okay, we got to get this kid. I'll stop calling you kid. I'm sorry. Ari. Your name's Ari. Okay. How would humans travel to and from Mars? CERN, the most mysterious human project ever constructed. Also the place where the internet was invented in 1989. Coincidence? Okay, this is where we draw internet. There's DARPA, so this isn't necessarily, but whatever. We'll see what happens. Yeah, next 2 weeks. S90 good call. Well, China, UAE, and we're doing it too. India. And us. Pretty sure. Make me that money. Anybody else making good crypto money? Anyway, fake money. Okay. All right. So the most powerful. Okay. So also the place where the internet was invented in 1989. Coincidence? Nope. The mysterious CERN project was built undemocratically in Switzerland using taxes from 21 EU member states. And we also know he didn't mention this, and we'll let it slide, I guess, because Basel, Switzerland, as we all know, is in and of itself its own, city-state sort of thing. So there you have that. Question. CERN is a Stargate to Mars. How would that work? That's a great question. Let's find out. CERN colliders are essentially locations where an extremely high amount of energy is placed all at once. When this happens, a quantum entanglement is created between the source location and wherever that energy ends up flowing towards. Therefore, so-called quantum tunnels can be built between locations that have already experienced major interplanetary electric discharge. The larger the CERN facility, the more stable the tunnel, and the more stuff can be brought through it. Obviously, gates between planets are periodic and depend entirely on the proximity of the planets to each other. It shouldn't be a surprise that CERN is right now building a facility 6 times larger than the current one. Holy fuck. There it is. And this is from U.S. Intelligence Security Command. (1983). Wait a minute. Approved for release 9/10/2003. Dated June 9th. I wonder, guys, if this is CERN. Oh, no, this is the Large Hadron Collider right here. Then this. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? Okay. Question, do you have any examples of direct Martian influence on Earth affairs? Sure do. Here we go. This is amazing. We got the view. Oh, dude. Fuck yes. All right, here's one. That's interesting. I don't mean to cut it, but S90, they had a Texas collider. Where in Texas was I? Let me take a guess. It's either west of Fort Worth, just west, near like where the riverboat gamblers are from. I can't think of the name of the town. It's a college town. It's not College Station. It's west of there though, of Fort Worth. And then I would guess San Marcos area, just south of Austin. I could see them totally building one there. That's prime real estate. Either that or like near Round Rock, because of all the Texas Silicon Valley or whatever. Okay. And we have one in Chicago. We have a huge collider in Chicago just south of me, which is really creepy. Yeah. Jesus. Look at these fucking weirdos, man. Look at this shit. Okay. So the Gotthard-based tunnel opening ceremony in Switzerland. For more than a half a century, the Alpine nation of Switzerland, Waxahachie, okay, that's near Houston, right? Yeah, that's on the east. The Gulfs, yeah. Well, there's only a Gulf side, but that's on the east. Jesus. Okay, back to it. Thank you, S90. For more than half a century, the Alpine nation of Switzerland has built a reputation as the world's center for tax evasion, fraud accounting, money laundering, racketeering, and above all, a staunch ally of corrupt third world leaders and a great beneficiary of third world corruption. Switzerland, a parasite feeding on developing world. Oh, that's beautifully worded. As Wordsworth, that's funny. As Wordsworth observed, the inhabitants of the Swiss Alps saw Satan as being, quote, the principal agent at work in their homeland. The Satanic Alps? What the fuck is going on, man? Look at these fucking assholes. Jim, your boy. It's your shaman, buddy. And we all know Knowles killed this. What the flying fuck? I don't think I've ever seen that one. That's amazing. Okay. Welcoming Satan at the Goddard Tunnel opening ceremony in Switzerland. Nope, not Satan. Just normal-looking humans on the other side of the CERN gate. Many attempts were made by netizens to decode the ceremony. These videos have been erased from the internet, but their conclusion is simple. Have they really been scrubbed from the internet, you guys? This is crazy. Those fucking... Really? Like the ceremonies are all scrubbed? This can't be. This cannot be. Okay. The point of the CERN ceremony was to show the humans on the other side of the quantum... Wait. Okay. The point of the CERN ceremony was to show the humans on the other side of the quantum tunnel that Earth is fully obedient and systematically under complete control. This system of control is demonstrated using a cavalcade of puppet presidents, popes, celebrities, all the way down to the multitude of working class laborers also appearing obedient. The usage of occult symbols also demonstrates obedience to various brands of control that existed throughout Earth's history. The purveyors of this ceremony had one clear message for the other side. Humanity wants to be ruled. Ruled by whom? While many bloggers such as Bob Schlenker enjoy a high degree of freedom and no censorship when discussing these topics in detail, such autonomy and success usually indicates they are controlled opposition agents. Controlled opposition articles appear on the front lines of any online conspiracy thread. Historically, these agents are purposed with inoculating the general public against further speculation. As you can see in Bob's writings, there is a great amount of detail with zero conclusions and always spurious notion that the reader should just dismiss the topic entirely. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing at all. The infamous mock human sacrifice at CERN video was obviously staged with amateur actors. The idea of this predictive programming was to end the debate in people's minds whether or not CERN is a, quote, sacrifice gateway. In real life, those chosen are brought through the quantum tunnel like any valued Earth resource. Women are not sacrificed in the CERN lobby. I feel a little bit better. Okay. Martians are humans. Get ready. Here we go, guys. I don't know how he's gonna pull this one together, but I have a feeling he will. It is well known that every genocide in history followed a propaganda campaign conscripting one race against many others. Naturally, the victors of these genocides would fear the same tactic being used against them. If you follow this logic, this means that after every genocide, the culprits are a more similar race to the survivors than they are to the targets. Therefore, it is very unlikely that any race or species other than humans that look like you and me inhabit Mars. If Martian humans actually had a different appearance from Earth humans, deep state style infiltration schemes would be impossible to pull off. Human females have been historically brought through the natural and man-made quantum gates that connect Earth and Mars for breeding purposes. Martians speak Latin. This is the language of their last great empire on Earth, the Roman Empire. Why else would a dead language still be taught in schools around the world? Why else would the official language of the Vatican City Holy See also be the same language all of our laws and science, medicine, and theology books are written in? This language is still very much alive and taught to us so we can interface with our Latin-speaking masters, both here and on Mars. Breeding is strictly controlled under martial wedlock. That's amazing. Marital wedlock. This system of control creates a top-down, banker-owned, family-driven loyalty structure on both planets. Alien abductions are simulated. I have a security document confirming that the CIA simulated UFO abduction. We know about this in Latin America, Brazil, and Argentina as psychological warfare. I know about this. Sorry. This isn't. Yeah, I was about to say. Jacques Vallée notes in Air Force, blah, 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 told Vallée in 1990 he was convinced the government is working on UFOs. Blackburn said that the chances were pretty good that the U.S. government was fooling UFO witnesses by special effects developed by psychological warfare. Yeah. I've got Vallée all over, so good. Good for you. Good for you, David. Okay. Let's take a look at this fact versus fiction. Martians are humans like you and me. They're not giant bugs, octopuses, or whatever. So they're not the old ones, guys. They're us. We're them. Predictive programming in science fiction and the fantasy genre. So shout out to Steve Snyder. I love you. Since the great book burning of the 20th century, there has been a persistent trend in surviving published media that injects predictive programming about our reality into science fiction and fantasy movies. The idea behind this coordinated programming is that the audience is expected to understand that these two categories are strictly fiction. As a result of this trick, and I'm going to pause, because specialist factual programming, paging specialist factual programming. You there, Jim? All right, just making sure. Okay. As a result of, yeah, I think so. Maybe hollow bones. Maybe they're just they're just overgrown bird baby human things. Whatever. Oh shit. Okay. All right, I'm gonna start over. Get this right. The idea behind this coordinated programming is that the audience is expected to understand that these two categories are strictly fiction. As a result of this trick, any information exchanged in a science fiction novel or motion picture is automatically regarded by the viewer and their entire peer network as untrue. Anytime a dogma of a science establishment like NASA is challenged, the PP will kick in, predictive programming, and, or not, you won't get your PP kicked in, and the challenge will be categorically dismissed. In addition, horrific images are often associated with sci-fi and fantasy media, especially in the 80s. The same tactic is used by Catholics who show their young children images of crucified adults. That's a fact, man. That's some gory, morbid shit. Fear is the most effective educational tool. All 20th century novels and movies about Mars describe it as unlivable and unattractive to humans, and generally hostile to life. This is a major shift from 19th century literature, which described Mars as inhabited by advanced humans living on the surface who occasionally visit Earth on friendly terms. Why the shift? That's a good question. Yep, Corey good, man. I love Carl Urban. He's a great actor. Doom 2005. Predictive programming, instantaneous teleportation between Earth and Mars. Shit, man. He got the Union Aerospace Corporation from Olduvai Research Facility up in Mars. We don't have to call his supervisor. Shit. Zombies Ate My Neighbors, man. Oh, dude, biker mice from Mars. I don't really remember that, but I do. I do remember that. Oh well. Mandula strikes again. Okay. I will not let the PP kick in. It would be. Or the PCP. I'm trying. I know, I just was thinking that too with Doom. Okay. The movie Stargate from 94 attempts to categorically mythify the connection between real life. Zombies Ate My Neighbors that was a fun one. Wasn't that like Maniac Mansion? Same people. That's a good game too. Shout out to my Commodore 64. I had one. Anyway, okay. Let's start over. The movie Stargate from 1994 attempts to categorically mythify the connection between real-life pyramids and periodic stargates into the realm of science fiction and highlights the persistent confusion among historians as to who built the pyramids and how and why they were built. The movie differs from real life by suggesting advanced technology is required to build stargates. In real life, the pyramids themselves were the stargates, and they did not function as depicted in the movie. In the very first scene of Stargate, during Robert California's lecture, a member of the audience laughingly suggests that the Atlanteans, as well as the Martians, built the pyramids. Well, this happens to be the truth. However, this interaction is predictive programming meant to provoke the viewer into subconsciously considering and then dismissing the possibility of pyramids being built recently for interplanetary purposes by humans from this solar system. That is a bold, bold, bold statement. Not like everything here isn't a bold ass statement, but that's really heavy. I mean, this interaction is predictive programming meant to provoke the viewer into subconsciously considering and then dismissing the possibility of pyramids being built recently for interplanetary purposes by humans from this solar system. Fascinating. In Spielberg's War of the Worlds 2005, the red planet itself was inexplicably removed from the traditional storyline. Why remove Mars from this classic story? That's a good point. Total Recall 1990 suggests there are pyramids on Mars built by ancient aliens. This PP negates the possibility that Martian pyramids were built recently by humans. Total Recall also suggests humans explode when exposed to Martian atmosphere. This common PP gimmick associates space exploration with horrific images. And it should, because, well, I'll go there in a minute. Total Recall 2012 is a remake of the original with the pyramids and nearly all references to Mars removed. Did the Martians complain again? That's brilliant. This guy's got a sense of humor, too. What's not to love? He's a fucking Melusine. I was gonna say, he's a, I can't think of the word right now. Oh well. Travel to Mars. Half of planetary robotic missions by NASA have been sent to Mars, and a human mission to Mars was in the official NASA plan since the 1950s. Why then, after 70 years, are we no closer to an actual human mission? The current most realistic earliest launch date is 2040, with an extra 10 to 30 years to get there. How old will you be when they land? Conspiracy theorist Alex Jones was... Oh, we might have to. Shit. Conspiracy theorist Alex Jones was famously censored after a caller suggested there could be a child slave colony on Mars. The high-profile censorship of Alex Jones ended the discussion, and a controlled opposition agent, Robert David Steele, yep, thank you, got him nailed already. Piece of shit. Robert David Steele was brought in to misrepresent the original claim. I believe that there is a colony on Mars that is populated by children who were kidnapped and sent into space on a 20-year ride. Oh, there's jump rooms, right? The 20-year ride version made it seem more like Star Trek fiction and caused readers to lend even less credibility to the story, while hiding any mention of the true method of travel, instantaneous quantum tunnels like CERN. In the original caller's transcript, the caller described the children being born into slavery while on Mars. This makes more sense and leads the reader to assume there may be a breakaway for civilizations of humans living on Mars. Now, I don't find that so far-fetched. I don't. This is pretty great. Good going there, Nimrod. Sumerian and Assyrian myths remember Saturn's collinear configuration. Get that collinear? It's the sun. It's the OG sun. As configuration as the first Tower of Babel. And when the tower fell in 3147 BC, humans scattered and no longer shared a unified language. Afterwards, the deep state would begin attempts to reassert control over humanity. The cataclysm and world flood that followed allowed them to convince humans to construct ziggurats to survive any future world floods and to rebuild the Tower of Babel. Eventually, the ziggurats also fell, but not by God's hand. Again, it was 100% natural. The towers created a circuit connection. Oh, I love this. The towers created a circuit connection between the ground and the upper layer of the electromagnetic field of the Earth. This connection brought down powerful energies alongside of the towers. All humans within the buildings or on the staircases were hit with this energy, could no longer function, think, talk, or remember anything. Therefore, humans abandoned the tower in all directions, feeling once again smitten by their creator. It's not smitten, it's smite. Smiten? Smited. I think that's the word. And I'm a fucking English spaz, so my mother is the grammar Gestapo. She ain't just the police. Okay. I love this. How do we begin to explain the Saturnian ring symbolism that pervades our cultures? For example, the Hail of the Saints, the halo. Sorry, it's very small. I'll look up here. The halo of the saints, the royal crowns, the ring on the finger given in marriage. Jesus Christ, this is crazy. circled crosses, both the Celtic cross and the Ankh, the Eye of Ra, the astronomically baffling star inside the crescent. All of the above have been identified as Saturnian symbols, and these ancient symbols still haunt our modern world. You know what, guys? I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm not gonna hate on everything that is Saturnian necessarily, because I think it's, I don't know. There's a lot of dark and weird, there's a negative. I'll just use the word negative around Saturn, but I think we got it twisted. I really do, and I'm not on some Lucifer. I'm not on that, because, that's all it is a name. At nighttime, that same exact star is Noctifer, and then when it rises in the morning, it's Lucifer. It's just night and day. Noct, Lucy. It's etymology. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. I need my nicotine, mate. Still rocking. Y'all are with me. We got 6 people watching is what it says. Saturn was the first sun. But yeah, I just want to make sure everybody's still hanging out. And want me to continue a little bit more? Think about calling it around 3. So, if you're enjoying this as much as I am, which I hope you are, let's keep rocking. But I gotta hit this again. Sorry. And Krista says, without Saturn, it would be total anarchy and do as thou wilt. Not under love, right? We're talking straight. Do as thou wilt shall be the whole of the law with no love. Well, I'm gonna watch my tongue. A few things here. You literally, Krista, I swear, I was about to quote Crowley. I'm not even kidding you, and you just did it, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna. I swear. Oh, okay. All right. Mars's influence on Earth's history. The fall of Atlantis. This I'm curious about. This I am very curious about. When Earth was still within Saturn's orbit, the continent of Atlantis appeared at the very center of our North Pole. Fair enough. So their love, as in whatever you want to call this breakaway civilization, it's not our love, it's sex. So do you mean lust? Are you because I've found sex to be intimate. Like Lilith and Ishtar are the goddesses of love and war, and it means sexual love, not sensual. I get you, totally, got it. So fucking and not love making is what you're saying then, right? Fucking and not love making. Okay, just double checking. Good looking out. Okay, so the fall of Atlantis. Let's get back to it. When Earth was still within Saturn's orbit, the continent of Atlantis appeared at the very center of our North Pole, and fixed above it, the planet Saturn. This age and configuration are depicted in the Christian Bible as the Garden of Eden. During this time, energy from the configuration penetrated Earth, creating quantum entanglements between Earth, Mars, and the rest of the planets. This totally makes sense. I don't want to pause it. This totally makes sense when you look at it from the electric universe model, right? We look at it from the model of where everything's charged, what have you. It sheds layers, right? Like that is how Saturn apparently got the state it's in, from shedding its layers. 187, murder, death, kill. 187. Dude, take me to Taco Bell. Gotta cash my check. Hell yeah. Demolition Man, one of the greatest movies ever. So underrated. Okay. Sandra Bullock, when she was still good. Sex. Yep. Okay. I would have that with her then. Not now. Okay. During this time, energy configured, blah, blah, blah. Okay. These entanglements were natural and stable. It was possible to instantly travel between the gate points by walking through the gates. Also, during this time, there was no empires, no kings, no war, no scarcity, and no deep state, as it wasn't yet possible for humans to control each other. But when Atlantis fell, this technology passed out of common knowledge and became a deep state secret. The Tower of Babel and the creation of the deep state. As Earth was cast out of Saturn's orbit, the collinear configuration in the North Pole failed, and Atlantis vanished into the Earth. Our ancestors did not understand why Saturn, L, thank you, holy shit, he's nailing it, man, would punish them with death and oblivion. They didn't know at the time, but it wasn't God's punishment at all. Instead, being cast out of the Garden of Eden was like a bird being pushed out of a nest by a parent. It's 100% natural. However, there were some humans, Nimrod, etc., who suggested they could get past the darkness by building a tower that goes past the cloud layer. And here we have some good old-fashioned Old Testament fun. All right. Back then, Earth's gravity was 1/3 what it is today, but gradually increasing, and there were many giants, so building the tower was easy. That does make sense. That makes sense. The project was successful at first and allowed the new religious class called scientists to peer through the cloud layer and spot their old god El, or Saturn, which they called Moloch. They noticed the black cube hexagon on Moloch's north pole and thus began to wear I don't even know the word. I can't. Yarmulke? Yarmulke? I need to know this fucking pronunciation. Right damn now, god damn it. Talk to me.
Yarmulke.
Yarmulke, there you go. I hope you guys heard that. Sexy ass dude. Began to wear yarmulke with the six-sided star of Moloch on their north poles. Okay. As a result of this discovery, the class system was created with those at the top holding secret knowledge and with those at the bottom slaves to that knowledge. Exactly. Moloch means king. Cain as well. This is true. Cain was the first king of the world. Okay. Eventually, this project failed, as everyone knows, but it wasn't by God's hand. Again, it was 100% natural. The tower created a circuit connection between the ground and the upper layer of the electromagnetic field of the Earth. This connection brought down powerful energies along the sides of the tower. All humans within the building or on the staircases were hit with this energy. All humans within the building or on the staircases he needs a that in there, that were hit with this energy could no longer function, think, talk, or remember anything. Therefore, humans fled the tower in all directions, feeling once again smitten by their creator. Isn't he using the wrong, smitten? Smitten is like I'm thrilled, I'm so happy, I'm smitten with you. Like, right? Damn it. I'm not going to question my gut because I'm right on this. Okay. This is the first reason the tower failed, and the primary reason centralized language became splintered on Earth. The second reason the tower failed is that gravity increased on Earth, and the tower collapsed from within. The Babylonian elite society cultivated at the top of the Tower of Babel also fled, taking their knowledge, culture, and slaves with them. When the Tower of Babel failed, the deep state was created. The Exodus from Egypt. Eventually, Earth found itself in Jupiter's orbit, and this new king would bring an end to the cataclysm age. It would again become possible for a quantum entanglement to occur between Earth and Mars. Through its Atlantis technology, the deep state gets busy reconnecting with humans on Mars who also survived the cataclysm. With their Babylonian slaves, they build quantum entanglement tunnels, the pyramids of Egypt. Here we go. The most well-known slavery story, the Exodus, was a real story about the first time the deep state lost control of the Earth gate due to shifting conditions within the solar system. Holy shit. If this is going where I think it's going, it totally fucking adds up. Wow. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. The story was later redacted to exclude most of humanity and add divine intervention. The first human-made Mars gates were the pyramids, which exist all over the world. The Egyptian slaves were not Jews. They were all humans on Earth, but mostly humans in Africa. The Egyptian Empire lasted for 473 years, and years were much shorter in BCE, and was suddenly hit by a series of plagues. The plagues of Egypt were caused by Jupiter's ejecting of Venus. Here you go. This is where the Saturn, I'll finish this and then I'll go. Okay, so, and was suddenly hit by a series of plagues. The plagues of Egypt were caused by Jupiter's ejecting of Venus, the dragon comet planet Venus. You guys get that? The dragon comet planet. Interchangeable words here. Venus then passed very close to the Earth, causing new cataclysm. And I just want to pause it right here and say this. With Jupiter's ejecting of Venus, what we have here, and where the mythology comes from, and where this Big Bang comes from, where all these things come from, it feels like from all of the research and studies that I've done, like studying Booth, like, and then going back and like looking at Manly P. Hall again, and then looking again and again and again, different. All of this seems to be, the Big Bang seems to equal or Saturn, essentially, ejecting all of the heavenly bodies from itself. Hence, that's where it kind of gets the eating its children kind of thing, like where, like it's field, it's electric, whatever field, I don't know, I'm not a scientist, but whatever its field was so powerful that it sucked in all the smaller planets, thus, and sucking it all into one giant whatever, into its gut, if you will, eating its children, eating its young. These are younger planets, right? If we look at it this way, this makes total freaking sense. It's the only way it actually makes sense, if you ask me. So there we have the ejection of other planets out of Saturn. From what I understand, I could be totally, no, I don't know, I'm not that wrong, I don't think. At least with my synopsis here of this. This is just years of putting things together and, okay, this fits here, this doesn't fit there, this fits here. And I believe Jupiter, it's like space and time. So we've got time is Saturn, Jupiter is space. That's what that equals. So it's the XY axis. It's the it's the whole, it's the fucking kit and caboodle, man. That's it. And the dragon comet planet thing is basically when Venus passed super close to Earth, the Chinese or the Oriental, they viewed it as, in their myth, right, in their writings, and all their just in all the ancient texts, apparently, they'll talk of a great dragon coming down the side, whatever, blah blah blah, with characteristics of such and such, such and such, such and such, and that's how they would basically, that's how one would record it, I guess, and more of like, I guess if you can look at it like, a little bit more liberal and wordy, like just more fun, like more, like it seems like they had a wider not a wider imagination. I'm sorry, that sounds ridiculous, but they just weren't afraid to, yeah, basically it looks like a dragon. And here I am stumbling like a dumbass. Okay, so let's get back to it a little bit. Okay, the slaves of Egypt were made to worship the Old Testament triform, that Trinity, God known as Osiris, God known as, wait, let me start over. I'm sorry, guys. The slaves of Egypt were made to worship the Old Testament triform god known as Osiris. However, the unforetold passing of Venus proved their rulers did not represent God. In the Egyptian tradition of Sun versus Set, Osiris was killed by his brother Set, cut into many pieces, some say 14, and scattered. Venus and Mars were no longer in a collinear orbit with Saturn then, and thus the triform god was no more. Seeing this, the slaves began a tradition of hacking at the statues of the old god Osiris, knocking off its nose, which was Venus, and his long beard, which would have been Mars. They could have torn down the statues entirely, but this might appear disrespectful towards the Old Testament god El. And I'm sorry, guys, El. Oh man, there's so much with that. El, Saturn. Well, we'll get to it because I'm sure he's gonna bring it. Okay. They could have torn down the statues entirely, but this might appear disrespectful towards the Old Testament god El, which they still worshipped. Thus, the Great Exodus began. And that, where you guys think, well, Israel, Isis, Ra, and El, Saturn. So there's that trinity right there that forms Israel, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you've heard that before. Okay. Let's see, which they still worship. Thus, the Great Exodus began. During the period, many slaves perished in the Sahara desert until another miracle happened. Here we go. Here goes this manna. Tap that manna, S90. Where's that manna? Hey, tap that Shivan Dragon. You're going to need like 5, and you're going to need like 8 fire cards, bro, to tap. You're going to need 8 fire mana. Okay. That was hilarious. During this period, many slaves perished in the Sahara Desert until another miracle happened. Venus drops radioactive, safe, edible carbohydrates on Earth, manna. It should be no surprise that all cultures on Earth hold traditions that honor the passing of the dragon comet Venus. The Roman Empire emerges. After the fall of Egypt, there was a time of peace and an expansion of human civilization on Earth. This peace ended with the appropriation of Greek civilization into the Roman Empire. This was no accident. The Roman Empire was the deep state re-emerging to rule Earth. Of all the gods in the any pantheon, only the Romans praised Mars, the god of war. This is true. Exclusive to the Roman pantheon was Janus. There we go. That's January. The two-faced god of war, beginnings and war endings. October was the time for starting military campaigns, and March was the time for ending the campaigns and reaping the rewards of conquest. Ever heard the saying, beware the Ides of March? Bad things have happened on 3/11 throughout history. Ain't that right? Okay, so... yeah, I know, Game of Thrones for sure. Ever heard the saying, beware the Ides of March? Bad things have happened on 3/11 throughout history. In this time, our sun was growing brighter every year, and with every spring, the sun-worshipping pagans expected some kind of martial influence, typically some sort of cultural infiltration by the empire. They were right. The Romans had attempted to appropriate the pagan sun deity many times into a human son of a visible god, Horus, Apollo, Alexander the Great, King Arthur, and of course, Yeshua, Jesus Christ, and many others. Rome crucified anyone who resisted. After a few hundred years, the empire fell into a 300-year-long decay. The humans of Earth were apparently free once again, and once again, the deep state buried itself. Now, I'm going to pause it, say this. When we look at the Romans attempting to appropriate the pagan sun god, the pagan sun deity, as Horus, Apollo, Alexander the Great, blah, blah, King Arthur. We also, what else do we have? I had something I was going to say, but no, I can't fucking remember. It'll come back to me. Whatever. The Neo-Babylonian Empire reemerges. By the 5th century, yeah, that was a Friday the 13th. And the funny thing is, and I'll just say this, Howie, Friday the 13th, right here. that was the last rock and roll show I or anybody was lucky enough to see, which was Shellac. Yes, March 12th. Yep. Nobody was wearing masks. It was beautiful. There was 500 people there. Anyway. But that was the day. Then the next day, that was a Thursday. Then Friday the 13th, that was the next day. And that was a wrap. Everything was shut the fuck down. 3/11's your birthday. Oh, shit. Just as long as you're not a huge fan of that band, we're all gravy. We're just fucking with you. But kind of not, but I am. I'll accept it because you're you. Okay, back to it. Neo-Babylonian Empire reemerges. Let's see how much we got left so I can figure out what I'm going to do here. Should I just finish this, guys? I can do this quick. And then that's a wrap for tonight. Okay. Neo-Babylonian Empire reemerges. By the 5th century, the Roman Empire had become so unpopular it was forced to escape Rome. It would become painfully clear to the deep state that they could not rule Earth by force. They had no choice but to revert to their Babylonian roots and attempt to rule Earth by slavery and religion. Britain was enslaved by Christianity in the 6th century via a series of underground prisons where pagans rot to death. An inmate at Newgate Prison, London, described it in 1724. Quote, a terrible, stinking, dark, and dismal place situated underground, into which no daylight can come. It was paved with stone. The prisoners had no beds and lay on the pavement, and whereby they endured great misery and hardship. End quote. Regardless, crucifixion, with fiction in all caps, Christianity was generally unconvincing to the world at large. To the world at large, and had to be reasserted through many bloody Christian crusades. Again, the local pagan sun deity King Arthur. Again, the local pagan sun deity King Arthur. I need some fucking commas, guys. Would be rewritten as a human man. Reminder, the stories of both King Arthur and Jesus Christ are allegories for the sun appearing to earth, creating the first seasons. See, I don't disagree with that at all. I'll just leave it at that. That's it. Publishing redacted pagan beliefs through mass media was the deep state's primary subterfuge for controlling humanity through religion. I'll read that one more time, guys. Publishing redacted pagan beliefs through mass media was the deep state's primary subterfuge for controlling humanity through religion. It's crazy. Okay. By the 7th century, Arabia became engulfed in a slave-driven military crusade, marking the successful worldwide inception of the new slave religion, Islam. Islam enjoyed a long period of scientific literacy, known as the Islamic Golden Age, which lasted at least 8 centuries. The belief systems of Islam was also unconvincing to the public, and had to be reasserted through many Islamic crusades. This was the deep state staging ground for controlling science through slavery. As a result of this successful campaign, all the truth sciences of this world are currently encrypted into the deepest levels of centralized religion. And god damn, that feels so spot on, because it probably fucking is. By the 19th century, the deep state was beginning to reemerge to the public. London had a huge Egyptian obelisk moved there from Alexandria in 1877. After the American Civil War, an Egyptian obelisk was constructed by slaves in Washington, D.C. in 1884 to commemorate George Washington, the guy who... are you guys hearing the dings too when someone sends a message or whatever? I just want to make sure, because if that's the case, I need to... like that. Did you guys just hear that? Okay, I'm fixing it real quick, guys. I love you, Krista. Thank you. Okay, let me get this fixed. 2 seconds, guys. I promise I'll be right back. Just fixing this. Okay. I think I got it. All right, cool. All right, back to it. Okay, by the 19th century, the deep state was beginning to reemerge to the public. London had a huge Egyptian obelisk moved there from Alexandria in 1877. After the American Civil War, an Egyptian obelisk was constructed by slaves in Washington, D.C. in 1884 to commemorate George Washington, the guy who fought a war against London, where the other obelisk stands. Even though the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution prohibits establishment of religious icons within the government, a pyramid with an all-seeing eye appears throughout the federal government and on all U.S. $1 bills. Question: why would two countries at war both have the same Egyptian obelisk? Answer: because Earth was prepared for World War I and II. Just look at the 20th century. They totally got us. It was being prepared for World War I and II. Damn, dude. Question: how's that? What did the world wars accomplish? Answer: targeting syncretism. Both wars split the world along existing religious lines, segregating the mixed religions and once again slaughtering the pagans. Rare would become, say, a Jewish German known as Yiddish or a Christian Muslim common in the East. Okay. 20th century genocides such as the Holodomors and Holocaust resulted in segregation of Earth populations into controllable religious sects: Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Judaism. For more on World War II, check out my other article. We will, but not right now, pal. All right. Differences between the War of the Worlds, the book, movie, album, and the real event. Oh, get ready. The story, The War of the Worlds, was a real event that occurred on Earth many times, but heavily redacted by plagiarist H.G. Wells. I love this guy. Until Wells stepped in, and he misspelled his name on purpose too. Nearly all fictitious and non-fiction accounts of men from Mars regarded Martians as 1, human men and women, and 2, benign. H.G. Wells, his determination... What the fuck? H.G. Wells, his determination, utopianist though he was, to use Mars not for reassuring utopian fantasies, but as a scourge to human complacency, resulted in 1898 in a path-breaking novel of interplanetary invasion, The War of the Worlds, the first literary masterpiece in the tradition of Martian fiction, upends the sentimental icon of the man from Mars and replaces him with monstrous would-be conquerors who give British imperialists a taste of their own medicine. The Martian heat ray. The most obvious connection between this book and modern times is the U.S. military's active denial system. Oh, shit. This crowd control vehicle has built upon it a heat ray device that looks precisely like the heat ray described in the book. This intense heat they project in a parallel beam against any object they choose by means of a polished parabolic mirror of unknown composition. Oh, man. Why did the War of the Worlds album and all the movies cover this design up by switching the heat ray to a tall funnel? That's a good question. Because heat ray technology became a classified military secret in the 20th century, realist depictions of heat ray technology would become forbidden. Wow. Martian appearance. Martians are definitely human, like you and me. They aren't giant brains with octopus arms. Martians live inside Mars, as all planets are hollow, but life is difficult, food is scarce, and overpopulation is an actual problem, unlike on Earth. I love how he throws that in there. Martians are not smarter than Earthlings. Let me be clear with that. Martians are not smarter than Earthlings. Their early adoption of advanced technology was motivated by the scarcity in their environment and their need to control the flow of resources from Earth. Travel to Earth. Despite what you've seen on Star Trek and Star Wars, space travel via spaceship is impossible for living beings. Earth's electromagnetic field, I love this right here. Earth's electromagnetic field flows through our bodies and keeps us alive. If we were to leave it or get anywhere near the Van Allen belts, we would die. Exposing yourself or your spaceship to the sun's EM field would be certain death, regardless of size. Martians can only safely get to Earth via natural or man-made quantum gates, which only operate when the planets are in opposition every 26 months. There you go. No living creature could survive space travel in a small cylinder, nor can it survive a comet-like re-entry burn, nor can it survive for days inside scalding metal. But a remote-controlled machine can. When Martians lose control over the gates, they lose control over Earth, and they must use other means to reassert control remotely. Martians cannot travel between planets on cylinders, but they can send robots through space and remote control robots on Earth. Maintaining control of Earth. Tripods are not enough. Martians must also maintain strict loyalty within entire generations of secret societies here on Earth. The tripod walker exists because the Martians need to hide their technology from Earth while attacking it. Earthlings cannot build the tripods themselves by observing them, as they lack the phenomenal electric power required. In early versions of the War of the Worlds story, the tripods show up and route all the citizens into one location while attempting to avoid destruction of infrastructure. They then die of a disease, something they really should have seen coming, and the story ends. The real story ends when the tripods accomplish their goal of disrupting a specific society, giving the insiders time to fill key positions of power before rebuilding it again. It's important to note that in all versions of this War of the Worlds story, the tripods are observed taking away the remains of their fallen comrades. Strategically, this is a bad idea, as it leaves them open to a secondary strike. The only reason they would do this is to hide the technology after the war is won, leaving absolutely no trace of tripods ever having been present. The survivors then get accused of wartime PTSD. Now we have Martian tripod incursions. We're almost done, guys. Martian tripod incursions in Earth history. There is a statue of a Martian tripod in Working Town Centre, Surrey, UK, one of the locations of these events. In the States, we had the Orson Welles cover-up of yet another event involving tripods. Quote, once they start to move, no more news comes out of that area, end quote. Also in the States, we have science fiction books depicting a history of tripods in the Civil War times. Quote, or the Night of the Cooters, 1987, Howard Waldrop describes Sheriff Lindley organizes a resistance against a Martian cylinder that lands nearby. That's quite the sighting there. Citing, I meant, not S-I-G-H. Question, neat. So how does all this end? Answer. This situation will continue indefinitely until two things happen. Firstly, the humans of Earth need to get their act together and figure out what's real and what's not. That could take a while. I'm sorry, I paused right there. That's brilliant, because think about what everybody else says. Think about what the people that are in contact with, like Ascended Masters. I'm not going to use Ascended Masters, but I'll say like fucking alien channeling like fucking Zeta Reticuli and Blue Avian type nonsense. Yeah. Nah. No. So the fact that he goes here instead of going, the fact that he says we need to get our act together, well, that's pretty damn, figure out what's real and what's not. We definitely have our work cut out for us, and the last fucking 5 years have been absolutely exponential, if I can even use that word. in basically fucking us as a human species, at least here in the West. Okay. The other thing that has yet to happen is world peace on Earth. World peace on Earth. Okay. I'll buy it. If either of these two conditions are not met, it is guaranteed that this situation will continue. So how does this end? History has shown us that the deep state in any form cannot hold on to global control for more than a few hundred years before its empire falls. Mars has victimized Earth for thousands of years, but if peace is achieved on Earth, then all is forgiven. Humans on Mars may fear retribution, much like the Zionists fear retributions by the Palestinians. Goddamn right, go get them. PLO style. But there won't be any. We will all learn to share our resources. We already know how. There will be no scarcity. Sorry, Thanos. They'll keep getting lovely supplies shipped from Earth. They'll finally allow us to use advanced technology. They'll give up their war and peace. We'll finally overcome our god of war, the planet Mars. And, yeah. That's the end of the history. It looks like Tripod War of the Worlds. So that's the Mars section. I am beyond blown away, guys. I didn't know we were going to go that deep. Krista, let me check in with the chat now and hit this damn... Wait. Okay. Krista, I'm just going to read these out loud. Some of them, okay? Andrew Collins promoting the big skull as the missing link. That's the trans agenda. We have been modified. We have to be modified to live in space. Now I think when you say that, I'm starting to think, shit, this vaccine, it's not even a fucking vaccine. This RNA messenger shit, or whatever the hell this is. It's a backdoor source code right into our shit. So that could be the step one in the modification process to get us to be able to live in space, but we're not the people to be living in space. It ain't you and me. It's it's not us, I don't think. But what if, Elon gets trapped with a bunch of like normies and he's got to like, oh man, that would be funny. Okay. So let's see. The Greys are modified humans, all of Mengele's experiments during the Nazi regime. And the crazy thing about Mengele's experiments, they were... Oh, damn it, every time I get to say... Okay. Chris is pointing out in the chat, our modified humans, all of Mengele's experiments during the Nazi regime, our circadian rhythm is actually more suited for Mars time. They already have that tech, the armor that survives the human and walks back to base with dead body in tow. Young children are ritual traumatized. This is the romanticized mysteries to be somnambulists and travel between dimensions. I like that. Thank you for using such a beautiful word as somnambulist and spelling it right. They catch the angels in nets, their souls. They plan their births to harvest them. They torture and train them. They use them to their own ends. And it's got that Brave New World. I hate that we have to keep going back to it, but it's got that vibe to it, definitely. Okay. Yeah, we are children of the earth. I agree. Me either. You ain't a star boy, star girl. Okay. Are you gonna... I read that as I'm not a motherfucking star boy, and then I looked back and I said, oh wait, shit, I'm not a motherfucking standby? Because that would be rad too. Because we ain't standbys. Never on standby. I'm always on. Batteries. I think I'm gonna call it, guys. Yeah, I think I forgot to like I'm on Twitter. I don't see any tweets that we actually went live, so I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm a motherfucking star, boy. Oh, Chris, I love you. Okay. I'm going to get off of here. Where are you? Are you awake still? Pyramid 7, cheers, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to come over to the Discord. Are you going to be up for a minute, Krista? Are you going to be up for a minute? Because I want to consult with you for a second before I... It's all good. I've seen you, but where can we talk right now when I sign off here? After I sign off for just a couple minutes. Okay. I'll see you over there. Cool. All right, everybody. I'm going to play some music and get us out of here. I'm going to play... Oh, wait a minute. If anybody wants to hear this is... I'm proud of this. This is me. This is my band when I was 17. It's from 1998. And we got it. We got the masters back. I was talking about this earlier. It's just... Look, if you don't love... Or like it might... It's hardcore, like metal, whatever. So either you're going to like it or you're going to hate it. I really don't care, but it's fun. So here you go. And I'm happy to have these songs back. Here you go. And we'll sign off with it. So everybody, I hope you have a beautiful evening, rest of your morning, wherever thou may be. Come on. Okay, there. It's whatever. It's heavy. That's me screaming. Like I'm fronting this. Yes, it's screaming. It's loud. This is like 97, 98. Kids weren't making mosh parts like, well, yeah, they were. Yep, that was that. I hope you guys heard it. I don't even know if you did hear it. And Krista, I will see you over there in a minute. And okay, good, it worked. It's obnoxious. All right, I'm out of here. I love you guys, and I'll see. We'll probably be back tomorrow night or tonight, whatever, because I gotta keep going, keep ripping. All right, everybody, a beautiful night. Thank you again. Come hang out with us come hang out with us in the Discord, and we're gonna have Marty Leeds on, Jason Horsley, Erica Lukes. We got some crazy shit coming, for real, like crazy shit. So it's gonna be wild and troublesome. Probably gonna get into trouble. So, but that's fine because it's worthy. It's an absolute worthy cause. All right, guys, have a beautiful morning, evening, whatever. Peace.